What up? What up? What up? What up? All right. We got a good night tonight, y'all. We got Mosca. Sent a nice little shirt. I'm enjoying the shirt. Turn this down a little bit. We got 808 supposed to be coming in any minute. I seen he just saw the message, so let's see. See where 808's at. We got 808, 8 to 9, just so you guys know. 8 to 9 o'clock, 808. I got a couple packs we're going to give away at the end of the live with 808. There's a couple packs that I had left over. We're going to give those away. I got Mosca wants to give away 3 packs from the new drop. So sometime during 9 to 10 o'clock is going to be Mosca. We will give away 3 packs from the new drop of his. And then Romulan, I think I might have a pack or 2 of some freebie stuff he gave me. We'll probably give those away during the Romulan. I see 808 in here. I'm going to bring them up right now. So just so you guys know, 808, 8 to 9, Mosca 9 to 10, 10 to 11 Romulan. Sin City is going to be next week. So just so you guys are aware, Sin City will be next week. We'll talk about the drop next week. It's a little bit closer to the drop. So he just wanted to do it next week instead. So that's going to be next week. All right. I'm going to bring 808 up here right now. And you already know.
What's up, Doug? How you doing, brother?
Whatever. You guys ask any question you guys want. We got an hour with 808. You guys could ask whatever you want. Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, here, let me show you guys. I emailed you over the list, Stark, of the new.
Welcome. Let me turn this up. Can I hear you?
Am I still here?
All right, there you go. I can hear you. All right, perfect.
I think I paused it on accident. So let me flip the camera for you guys. Settings, camera. Okay, so it might be flipped. It looks like it's flipped and it's upside down. Hold on.
No, it looks right.
That's right for you guys?
It looks right to me. Yeah, hold on. I can bring you up a little bit where it's just. Yep, it looks right.
Okay, cool. It's backwards for me, but there you guys go. So this is the new GMO BX4 menu. I sent the list over to Dark. All of these are basically ready to drop in less than 2 weeks. Sea Stars is fire. Let's go. So
did I put the
original Sea Stars was GMO or the Donnie Burger to Crippy. And so if you look, we got like a recreation of it right there, the Funyuns. But a bunch of amazing stuff on here. And then for the box set guys that might want to get a box set, let me point out some key reasons why you should get the box set. First up, the Blue Dream. Finally bringing it back for the people. We got Blue Dream GMO BX4. Shout out to the homie for holding it down, growing quiet, and giving me the cutback. We got the Peanut Butter Breath. We got the White Widow, the 98 Widow, Sour Dub, Skittles. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to want to buy the box set just for these exclusives. So Dark will have these available. There's only 10 box sets in total. I think 8 of them have sold, so we got 2 left. Is that right? The BX4, the GMO. So I know Happy Hashco and a bunch of guys already like paid for them. But anyway,
do I have that
these
menu
are all
up available?
Already?
Oh, you just sent it. Oh, I see it. Okay, here. Let me get. Okay, here. Let me get.
Yeah, I meant to call you, but we just had a long day working on stuff.
Okay. Wow, it's a huge menu. So, revised from list 2 from previous or box set exclusive and normal menu. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so I'm giving you like wholesale pricing versus and then to sell it at price.
There's no pricing on here, unless it's on the first one.
Sorry, what's that?
You can't. There's no pricing on this, but let me get it up anyway.
Oh, it was on the first one.
All right, let me go back to the first one. I got you on the screen. I'm in the emails right now.
Okay, no problem.
Here, let me take this down so they can see it, and I'll get this up on the site real quick. And I'll go back and look at. Hold on. It's gonna take a second.
To show you guys what we're working on next that I'm excited for, we got a GG4 back cross menu coming up. The GG4 backcross menu will be Lord of the Rings themed, as the previous menu from the glue was that way. We did it after the Arkenstone. So GG4 BX2, the GMO GG4 backcross, Chem D, Crippy, the San Fernando Valley OG. I mean, there's so many things up there that are gonna blow doors. Blue Dream GG4 backcross, definitely gonna totally change the game for guys that's never had like a really good haze. A lot of people talk shit on Blue Dream, but I feel like they just never had the real one, or it was grown poorly.
What up, Jedi?
So those are all the glues. So that's what we got coming up. GMO menu, like I said, though, 2 weeks. It's ready to drop. So we'll turn this camera around.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? I'm trying to get the stuff on the site real quick. Give me 1 sec. All right, so we're gonna do. I'll go back into it. Give me a sec.
Then, if anyone has questions on any of the trains or anything like that, just let us know. What's up, Mike? How's it, everybody? Hope you guys are having a blessed day.
All right, let me get this off here. They're gonna be 12 a pack. Let me get this off here. And we'll go. All right, so this is gonna be the.
And we planted the watermelon Rolex menu too, Dark. So you guys on the live heard it first. Watermelon Rolex menu is planted, but it'll be after the glue menu, so that's gonna be still a bit of ways.
All right. Oh, so this is the Oh My God burger menu. Hold on.
But I'm gonna just come out and say it. Papaya to watermelon Rolex is gonna be wicked good.
Oh my God, burger menu. Are we doing a menu? Pick your own bundle again? Here, I'll go into their email.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing the watermelon Rolex menu, and then for you guys that saw the GMO menu right there, it's gonna be pick 5 for 100 or pick 12 for 200. Extremely good value there. You can get a lot of really killer genetics. GMO is known for heavy hitting garlic, gas, put you down type of smoke.
All right, let me get the pick 5 for 100 up here first. And the box sets I'm going to do. How much are the box sets retail? I'm going to do that in the second one too.
The box sets are 1,000.
And the box set comes with everything on here?
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
So you see the box set pre-order exclusives. So basically, those were a very limited batch of seeds. So that's only going to be available in the box set.
Okay. All right, so we're going to do pick 5 for 100.
Let's go check out some plants, chat. You guys want to go see some plants? Throw some ones up. I can't see the chat, but we'll go take a peek.
All right, pick 5 for 100. And when do we ship around? What do you think?
I would say 3 weeks for the GMO stuff to ship, maybe 2 weeks, but 3 weeks is a guaranteed.
So I'll just put 4-1. That gives us, that should be good, right? 4-1.
Originally, they were supposed to drop 420, so like that would be when we were planning to drop it, but it looks like it's a little ahead of schedule because it's already all cut down and we're going to be cleaning up. The seeds have already been curing for a good minute, and we're going to clean them up.
I'm just going to put 4-7, so, you know. So it's so these.
Let's see if I can spin this bugger around again.
All right, so the pick 5 is up. Let me get the pick 7 and the box sets up, and I'll be.
So here is the Arkenstone menu. It's already flipped into bloom. We're almost a week in. So this is the original Gorilla Glue 4. So this is the one we're trying to make a BX2 off of. So we've got, you know, peanut butters. We've got all kinds of stuff. This is the African Lime Haze right here. I have to go in the greenhouse to show you guys the Blue Dream. I want to say we got like an apple fritter. Shit, a Skittles. Without looking at the tag, it's hard for some of these to tell what they are. which I can get to the tag, but it's like not easy. So Skittles over there. We've got, I think it's a rabbit runts right there. This is wedding cake. So we got a big cake. Here's a big Gorilla Glue number 4. And then here we're coming up to our Gorilla Glue 4 back cross male. So this is the Arkenstone male. Really nice branchy structure. Growing it right here next to the glue, making sure it's checking the boxes. Here, check this out. So if you guys don't know about air roots, I'm all about mounding and doing air roots. I feel like it helps the plant perform. So like here's the male. I gotta trim this glue up some more, but like there's a glue one, and I got some bigger stalks from the other side with the air roots. Yeah, this is the Arkenstone menu. So if you guys are glue fans, we're gonna have a whole bunch of crosses. Let me go find this Blue Dream though. Another example of air roots real quick is right there. So air roots are real good for the plant. You just mound it to get them to grow like that. So where is this Blue Dream? Right here. So I just cloned it, but this is the Blue Dream right here. So I tucked the tops off of it, but
Oh shit! Look how tall they are. Yeah.
oh, it's the original Blue Dream, 100%. Like no fronting.
I'm
There's some
saying,
Sunset Sherbert.
Blue Dream is fucking good. Like, yeah.
Well, that's why I'm excited to have real Blue Dream back in the lineup, because I got rid of it because it gave the wife anxiety, and then people keep asking for me to breed with it. And like here, I don't think I cut this top off, but
All right. So on the 7-packs, we said how much?
I think it was 5 packs for 100, and then 12 packs for 200.
Oh, 12 packs. 12 packs. 12 packs for 200.
Yep, yep. And look, these are the little ladybugs right here. I don't know if you can see it. They help with the plant. They protect the plant. They're plant buddies.
All right.
So yeah, shout out to everybody who supports us. We greatly appreciate it. Turn this camera back around.
And I'll have the box sets on here in 1 second. Then I can't see you guys right now. So that's why I left you up there.
Yeah, tap in on the GMO box sets. If you saw my story how we did the peanut butter breath box set, the burger box set's gonna like look like a little burger. And you know what I mean? You're gonna be able to open it. All those exclusives are gonna be in there. Should have some dope stickers to throw in there too. So like, look, there's not much to see, but this is the watermelon Rolex menu that we just planted. They're just a bunch of little buddies. But they will not be little buddies in 6 to 8 weeks. I tell you what.
All right. The 5-pack, the 12-pack, those are up. Let me get the box sets up, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, and I think there's only 2 of the GMO BX4 box sets left.
2?
Highly recommend it. It's built off of the Donnie Burger from Skunk Master Flex. He did really good. He did his thing on that, man. It's a really good. Everything that came out of there was bomb.
So that's on the GMO BX4. But I can put up a couple of these on the box set.
I'm gonna join from the YouTube so I can see too.
All right, here we go. Oh my god, burger box set. This is the box set.
Yeah, we'll probably have the art menu pretty soon here.
Okay. Box set. Let me put this on here.
So yeah, and we have more stuff planned. I should show you guys this Head Chem mail. You got to throw some fire emojis in the chat though. I got a video of it. I'll pull up the video.
Yeah, and the cool thing about you showing that right now is I have 2 packs that I looked through to see what I had left from some of the not extra stuff, but I actually have 2 packs we'll give away of that tonight. So that'd be a perfect thing to show.
Yeah, you guys don't want to sleep on this Head Chem, man. Here, let me show you guys.
Yeah, I think you sent me those for some giveaways, and I was going through some stuff earlier. There was 2 packs left, so We
Yeah,
can
I
give away
mean,
the
for
packs of
real,
that.
that Deadhead Chem pack is a $200 pack all day long. If you're a fan of ChemDog genetics, some of the finest ChemDog genetics right there, all bundled into one. So okay, check out this here mail. Where is it? So this is the Deadhead Chem mail. So it is fully variegated all the way through. It's never been topped. It did a nice structure, branched out amazing. It's like a full-on camo paint leaf, the whole plant. And that is Deadhead Chem Dog, which is Chem D, Chem 91, BX2. I mean, like I said, that's a $200 pack all day, every day for what the genetics are. And you can see hunting 117 seeds plus I think we hunted 130, but Pinot number 117 was the chosen one. And the male clearly did his thing to create such a nice variegated spectacle. And then here's the Canna Research 808 collab testers. So he's testing, we're testing. So far, very nice growth. I'm seeing 3 main phenotypes, 1 grape moon pop dom, 1 mix 50-50, and 1 peanut butter dom. So here's another pheno.
Okay. Oh my God, burger box.
But they're unreleased at this point, but Dark's going to get first crack at them. They're the grape moon pop, peanut butter breath back cross. And then here is a preview of the, it might not say, it's not going to say. There's a preview of the watermelon Rolex menu that I sent to the homie Canna Research. So screenshot it now. And yeah. That's coming soon.
All right. I'm good. All right, everything's up on the site. So I got all that up on the site. Sorry if I missed your guys' comments. I'll go back through and see if we missed anything. The Real Blue Dream.
The collab with the Ricky Show. Tim, whatever you ordered, we will send it as soon as possible. I don't know if I have the order in hand, but once I do, we will ship it.
Yeah, Tim, I told you, we're gonna get through tonight. And him and I had spoke about it, I think yesterday or the day before. So you were the one person I did talk to him about already. And I told him you would be a little bit patient. So we're gonna get it out to you. What else do we got? Start growing some dead accounts. Need every spring. Sweet. All right, cool. So, and like I said, I found 2 packs of what he was just talking about. Oh, we lost him. Damn, I turned away. He disappeared. But I have 2 packs of the Deadhead Chem. There wasn't many of you guys that did the post. Like, I feel like at this point, I think only, I can tell you guys right now, there was only 4 story mentions. So 1, 2. We could use the hashtag in here. We could use the hashtag in here tonight. I mean, I could pull it up at the end of the night and see everybody that did it, and I could do something at the end of the night. But I do have 2 Deadhead Chems we'll give away. We'll do a hashtag in here at the end. We got about 40 minutes left. And I'll probably use the hashtag with
you guys want those packs, man. If you like Chem D garlic gas, I mean, that's it.
Yeah. Chem D to Chem 91 BX2. 2 of these packs I'll give away tonight. I'll ship them out to you guys. You'll only have to pay shipping if you win. Yeah, I don't know what you're laughing at, bro. I already told you. I
swiped out on accident.
No, not you. Tim.
I was trying to mess with the settings and I hit back on accident.
Yeah, I was like, I turned away for 1 second, bro. You were gone. I turned back, you were gone. But yeah.
Yeah, and then also, just so you guys know, me and Romulan Genetics, his name is Jake also. We've been talking about doing a collab, so more than likely, tonight's the night where that'll be like finalized because we've already talked about it, and then now I just got to send him some stuff because he's down.
Yeah. Jake's coming
but
on last.
Show the love in the chat if you guys want to see it. That's what we do it for.
You
Do
could
it for the
jump back
people that
in.
want to grow it.
You could come back in when he's in here if you want. You know, we're only going to talk about upcoming drops and stuff. It might be good to have both. Do you have something coming up with him already? You guys do have something in the works, or
Nothing official. Just me and him have been going back and forth talking about like making
okay?
it happen. Just we haven't. He said he'll do seeds or cuts, and I think it'd probably be faster to just send him some cuts. But then I have to decide exactly what those cuts would be. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Because I would
gotcha.
probably send him like my GMO BX4, my Crippy BX4, you know, like that. Because I don't want to be obviously giving him my original Crippy, my original stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll bring it. Yeah, I'll definitely bring it up to him when he's in here too. Of course.
And we're also been talking to breeder Steve too, the dude that did the sweet tooth and whatnot. He wants to do some stuff.
Nice. All right. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, like I said, we got about 40 minutes, man. We could talk about the drop, the last drop, what's on the site. We could let you guys know the collab that's on the site. I can go through some stuff.
I'll tell you, don't sleep on those peanut butter breath crosses. The grow off competition that we're having or we're involved in with Russ Brandon, we entered the tag-alongs. So if you don't have the tag-alongs pack, you should get the 808 tag-alongs. I think Dark has those peanut butter breath crosses available.
Yeah.
So they're really good, I promise you.
Yeah, I think those were in a, I can't remember right this second, but I know we have the dog patch menu still on there, cherry pie BX4 menu. I'll have to go, I'm not sure if any of that's sold out yet, so I would have to go through to make sure it's not. But purple Oracle BX4 menu, that's on the site. And these are all options that you guys can go and choose your own packs. So
Spunk in
basically
the trunk
$100.
is Gorilla Butter Breath to Papaya to Skittles. So that was a freebie give back pack we did with Dark, I believe, like a year ago.
Yeah, that was. Yep.
And show the love. Do you guys want us to go through the 420 give back again this year? We can do it. But I got to have people in place for packaging so we're not backed up.
Yeah, 420
Gorilla
coming up.
Glue number 4 to Peanut Butter Breath BX2 is the genetic lineage of our tag-alongs that we're entering into the competition with Russ Brandon. So I don't know what everybody else is growing, but that's what we submitted. Yeah, the green portals are really nice plants. The gas heads, all of the Crippy line has been heavily worked. So
What else? What else do we have? Let's see.
you
What
get some
happened?
coffee burnt peanut butter out the cookie cake. Nice peanut butter cookie cake.
Instead of, yeah, they would be the same. The freebie is the same as the packs. I had both just checking. I think he's talking about the
They
deadhead
should
cap.
be.
Yeah, I would think they are. You just bought a pack. Let's go. All right.
Thank you, brother. Tap in with Dark. He's got a bunch of our gear on the site. Like I said, the GMO bundle is definitely a must-have for you guys that like hash, that like potent, strong herb.
Just, damn,
Light
raindrop.
is a light.
These
You're
guys
running the
always.
OMG burger from us. Sweet. We just made the OMFG burger. So the Oh My Fucking God burger is the GMO BX5, which is going to be absolutely incredible. We did Green Portal to OMG. That's a Crippy BX4, GMO BX4. So it's like what's called parallel line breeding. Yeah, peanut butter pops is an absolute banger, 100%. And we just dropped the black peanut butter, which is the next version of it. I don't know if guys are sleeping on it because of, I don't know. It's all good though.
Did you see that? Did you talk about that already?
Yeah, I seen that. So the peanut butter cookie cake, he said burnt rubber, burnt peanut butter and coffee. Yeah, that's built off of our circus cookies. Our circus cookies definitely has kind of like what I would call a burnt rubber to it and a touch of coffee, but then cookie dough. Your papaya, that's how papaya is supposed to smell, overripe. Let's bring back 500. Dude, 500 a zip never did go nowhere. You just got to grow a good enough herb. And it starts with some good 808 genetics in the lineup. Highly recommend the GMO stuff and the peanut butters.
Raindrop was talking about these guys I had on a while back, man.
Yeah,
Like
Green Portal is crazy mouth coater.
stupid.
Straight
Yeah.
has my breeder cut of the Green Portal #1. Straight pine gas in your mouth and fucking get you stoned as hell.
Sounds lovely. I like the pine. I got some.
Yep, if you got some peanut butter stuff from us, grow it. It's high quality, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I hit up
And
the
again,
site. Like
shout
I
out to
said.
all you guys around the world supporting the plant. If you support us, that's even a double up. That's even better. And we
Yeah, I
do
put it,
actually have a small Holly Girl menu, but those are all more expensive. So if Dark wants to see that at some point, I just didn't want to overwhelm him with all the different stuff we did.
yeah, we'll put these. I mean, if you guys want to see it, we could definitely get it on the site for you guys for sure. So
The
can't wait for
clone
the
site,
clone.
ooh wee.
Yeah, I like you bringing that up. So as I've spoke about a little bit, there's going to be the clone site they're working on. They sent me a message today saying exactly that they think that I'm reading it right now. Sorry to get back to you sooner. We've been dealing with some weather issues. I guess they are, whatever. We're working on a new site as we speak and hope to have something to show you very soon. So I'm hoping very soon is very soon, and the clone site will be up. And I had already spoke with 808 about it, so we're going to try to get something, some of his clones, some of his stuff on the site as well. Oh, we were just talking about you. What's up? Were your ears
What's
ringing,
up,
bro?
Brandon?
Because we were just talking about you a minute ago.
Yeah, shout out to Brandon Russ for doing his thing.
Yep.
He's hooking up all these breeders with the spotlight, where their gear is getting a fair comparison. And just so you guys know, my last 10,000 follower account got deleted when I was battling Mac Capulator in the Battle of the Breeder. And this is so awesome because what was happening was it was a competition of who has the bigger internet following, right?
I
Now I
remember
get to
that
actually
shit,
compete against Cap on an even playing field with Brandon Russ being the mediator, where he's gonna grow it, and then the real truth is gonna come out. And like, no disrespect against Mac, but like EG4 peanut butter is gonna absolutely womp on whatever Mac Cross he brings to the table. It's just like you're tripping. You think that that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm ready to see it. I can't wait to see that go down. Actually,
Dude, and it's even better. It's like I get to battle all the guys I wanted to battle. It's just like
I know,
perfect.
and you get some other people in there. I saw that I'm excited. It's going to be
Because
interesting to
I'm
watch
all
that
about it. I'm
play
all
out.
about the competition, and I already know like I back our gear 100,000% to the point where I sent him the 808 runs. I had 2 entries ready to go that either one could win. You know what I mean? But then I had a feeling somebody else was going to enter some kind of runts thing, and then I seen Fishman Steve doing a runts to entry. I was like, perfect, because I did a GG4 peanut butter breath BX2, so the only guy that could really probably try to battle that would be Ross. And
he's
to
on
me,
it.
I already seen how much resin was on my mail, and I'm not worried about what anybody's bringing to the table. I'm like, let's
I
go.
can't wait. I'm excited to watch it play out, man, for sure.
I'm just saying, let's go. I'm like this. Let's go. I'm ready.
I know. I love it. I love it. Good
And I have
competition.
and no shade to anybody. This is like, let's see. I want to see who's got the best.
Of course, that's how it should. I respect. Of course, absolutely, man.
Because it's like put up or shut up time. There's no more talking. It's like, let's just see. And that's where real shit actually happens.
Tag alongs. Full confession, I've never ran your. Wow. That's woo. I'm just saying, Raindrop. Just saying. Gotta run some. There's a lot of really good entry, a lot of really good
Oh, it's
genetics
all good, man.
over the course of the game. What else we got?
That's what I'm saying. He's got a bunch of good genetics, so we're really gonna see what breeder's bringing it to the table. And to me, fucking dude, I've been wanting this to be a thing like 15 years ago.
Yeah, I remember that other thing went down too. That was sort of just you're right. It was a popularity contest, no doubt. All right, what else do we got? Yeah,
gonna be
soon.
fun to see. And like I said, I'm just extremely grateful for the opportunity that you picked us. I'm like, yo, thank you. Blast, like straight blast.
There you go. GG4 peanut butter breath got the sour dub chocolate.
Well, we've already every version of GG4 peanut butter breath we ever did was fire. To the point where people are like, yo, that's some of my favorite shit I ever smoked in my life. So knowing my peanut butter breath BX2 male that I used had the most resin and terps of any male I've ever seen yet, it was no question about what I wanted to enter to win.
They're gonna have a YouTube series for the whole thing. Kid Frost.
See?
Brandon, you could answer that for him. I think that he chose the breeders, maybe. I don't know. I know he put out the breeders already for the first run. You might want to talk to Brandon about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sure. Yeah.
I think me and him just talked on the phone. He just hit me up and said, do you want to be a part of this? And I was like, didn't even think for half a second. I'm like, yeah.
What do we got?
That's like, hey, you built this race car. Do you want to go line it up against my race car and see what happens?
Yeah,
they're like, that's the whole reason I built this thing.
I mean, I like that. Yeah, that's right. All right, Jacob, I took a picture of all the 808 packs. I would have to help you.
How's the dog breath for you, Binary? You liking it?
UFO's the homie too, no doubt about it. I like to see.
Yeah, Raindrop, just take a picture of it and you can DM it to me or you can send it to the email and we'll give you an answer. That's easy. I'm always down to help people pick packs to pop. Yeah, I think Fresh Ghost is going to bring it. I know Ross, like he's definitely not going to bring some mediocre shit. I don't think anybody in the competition is going to be. I think everybody was like, I want to win. So they were like, pulled out whatever they thought would win.
Garlic frosting, 45 days, super funk.
Yeah, like that tag-alongs, you guys should be grabbing those packs off Dark Site before that shit goes and possibly wins this competition and the prices through the roof.
Yeah, go to the site, man. Hey, I put up a code for you guys too. So obviously you guys could actually save a little bit of money, you know.
Yeah, the ZBX3 has some very special terps in there. You'll find pineapples, grapefruit smoothies, really tropical vibes. Yeah, and he didn't make he let us pick, which was awesome.
Go to the site, use the code. DMAC got a code. You guys know DMAC. He's been posting about it. I'm using his code because he's the only person that likes to post the code. So he's gonna get his code's gonna get used. DMAC15. Use the code. Save your guys some money. What else do we got? I personally spoke to everyone. Official Mr. Pothead. What's up?
You already got 4 packs of the tag-alongs. You better pop them. Grow them alongside Brandon. You'll see.
Tag slings are covered in chocolate.
What's up, Baked in Excellence?
What up, Baked?
Yep, dude. Any of our Gorilla Glue 4 crosses are fire. It's all Josie Wales official original GG4 cut. Whether you got GG4 Sure back cross, GG4 GMO back cross, or BX4, anything the GG4 is going to be fucking incredible. Dog breath got heavy variegation. Yeah, that's common in the chem dog.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to
like,
Bernard.
It's still a recessive gene.
On Twitch. Let's go. Hey, that's what we try to do around here. Full circle. Breeders supporting breeders. We all work together. You know, we're all here for the fucking love of the plant.
Oh, dude, Tagalong's Head Chem would be the one. I want to put. I mean, I'm always forward on how I think. I want to do GG4 with the White Widow, with the Chem D, with the Crippy all into one.
Breeder's choice. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah.
Much respect to 808. Everyone who grows their gear says he's the real deal. Listen, you can fake it, but then when they grow the packs and it's not what you said it is, now you're fronting hard, right? And so, like, when I pull guys' cards on X, for example, if they be claiming they got Skywalker looking like Gorilla Glue, like, they need to be told what it is, because it's like, to be real with you guys, yeah, I'm only 40 years old, but I've been growing since I was 13. So it's like 27 years of my life I've dedicated to the plant. I can spot genetics real easily. I'll tell you this, I've seen more fake GG4 cuts posted on the internet, even from places like Breeders Direct Co. that aren't real. You know what I mean? And no disrespect, but I'm just keeping it 100. Like I've seen guys saying they got this, and then you look at what they're promoting it, and it's not it. See right there though, Brandon knows though, GG4 Black Lime Reserve. I'm hoping he'll take his GG4 work and put it into my GG4 work, honestly.
Tag alongs the dead Head Chem.
Yep, I agree though. Peanut butter breath with the Chem D and the GG4 all together would be wild.
Who is this guy with these bulls? What kind of bulls is that? Huh? Huh? Go Birds.
Go Birds. Damn.
Right.
Is that a buffalo I see?
Yeah, it's a buffalo, you know.
Well, I'm just saying every single GG4 cross we've ever put out is a heater, guaranteed. GG4 is just a bomb ass plant. Anyone who says it's not top 5 all time is tripping. No, you can't put it above an OG or a Chem Dog, but arguably over time it might be put above it.
Yeah, hidden potential. That's it. I see the room. There's 100 people in here. Everybody that grows this man's gear loves his gear. Like, you can't deny the people. You know, the people have spoken. They always do.
We just wanted to get the genetics out there, medical patient to medical patient. People can perceive me however they want. The way I look at it is I work very hard on my genetics, and I always want to have good brand reputability. So for us, it's all about like this. If you ever have a problem with our gear, you got some from Dark or a private collector, they didn't pop, tell us. Tell Dark, hey, I had germ problems. We will replace them. No problem, right? If you're going to go make a thread about us being a bad company, whether it be a wait time for pre-orders, whether it be a wait time for a give back pack, or I don't want to go complain because none of my seeds pop, we guarantee our gear, we will replace it. That simple. Just like that. Boom. You just got to ask. If not, then, you know what I mean? If you go slander our brand, I'm going to be upset about it because we work hard to provide the best quality product, I feel, at the fairest price point to the people. And it's all medical strains that I personally rely on for pain relief, sleep. It's like the real deal. They'll cure cancer in RSO. Like none of the genetics are like, I wonder what this is. If I say it's ChemD, that's what you're getting. If I say it's San Fernando Valley OG, that's what you're getting. If it's GG4, that's what you're getting. If it's Roadkill Skunk, that's what you're getting. So on and so forth. So a lot of fake people out there. You know what I mean? Get the real deal. Like go to the guys that actually have it.
I like that.
Same thing with the runs. You know, if I'm going to tell you it's runs, it's 100% runs.
There definitely is. Well, Fisherman, you in here? You in here, Fishman Seeds? You in here, fool? I see you messaging me.
And that's why when I'm saying I got real deal Blue Dream, original Blue Dream, right? Don't question it. If I say I got White Widow, don't question that shit. It's like that. It's the one. But to elaborate and close off that conversation, growing is a lot like motorcycle clubs. You're not the right fit. You're not the right vibe. You're never going to get access to specific genetics. It's just how it goes, right? So when guys are like, "Oh, I'm the truth. I'm the real deal," right? I'm going to check your real deal card is. Do you got real OG Kush? Okay. Do you got real Chem D? Do you got real Gorilla Glue? If you don't make those 3 criterias right there, you're already fraudulent as being like you're the guy.
Let's go. He's crossing it to the GG4 already.
You know, and then if you wanted to elaborate, you could be like, oh, well, do you have any like stuff that's like considered like no one has it? That's where you bust out like, I got Kawhi Electric that's chocolate tie stick to the Afghani from the 70s. Still been the same clone since forever. Yep. So hit the Bokashi Earthwork website for the newts. They're the bomb. I wish Brandon would sponsor me. I tried his product. It's the fucking shit. I buy Organics Alive, but it's like a sponsorship deal where they give me discount. So they're basically throwing in free products and all that. But Organics Alive is just as good as his. I feel like his is easier to use though.
Look what I happen to have up here too. Wait, where is that? Oh, I got this. Oh, wait. There you go. I happen to still have that on there for you. I'm gonna actually save
Well, the
that.
thing is, I wouldn't say buy straight from the breeder. I would say buy direct from the like dark, someone who can. Their whole job is to try to run through the orders because we end up dealing with more volume than we can deal with, and we got to wear many hats. You know what I mean? Like I might be harvesting for a whole week, and then I'm replanting the next week, so I'm not helping on orders.
Yeah, I feel like you guys would say that it's
And
cool.
then
I
so
get
it's
it.
like it's just
But
tough.
you know, we're trying to give you guys
You got
everything
me
that
in
we
April,
have.
Bokashi.
So,
I appreciate it.
yeah.
Like I said, I got a garden where I can show what we're doing. We're all about regenerative farming. I reuse my dirt. I try to think like consciously about the earth. I try to not make a big footprint. I try to use like less is more concept in the sense of like if I can recycle my dirt, that's saving a lot of waste right there. So that was my first thing I learned how to do growing.
Yeah, he got you in April.
15 tons of inventory in April. Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm just saying, even if I gotta buy some, that's fine. Just try to give me like the sponsor price where like I'll throw up a banner in my grower or whatever and promote you. Like, because I already tried his product and just like he's not paying me. This is the God's honest truth. His product might have been the healthiest my plants ever wore indoor over everything I've ever tried. It's hard to say though because I also added in. I got this new fish product that's not released yet. It's called Greenfin, I believe. They sponsored me as well.
That's better. That's better. I appreciate that right there. Yeah, nice way to switch it, but nah, for real.
Well, exactly. Like get Kawhi Electric from us. Don't go to Royal Queen or one of these guys that probably bought one of our F1s or bought a back cross, hunted out a pack, is like, I have original Kawhi Electric, and potentially it's not even close to the real one. And like I'll tell you this much, like if anyone's ever smelled original GDP from back in the day, GDP has Big Bud in it. Big Bud has the skunk #1 Afghani in it. GDP would be, if you're describing Kawhi Electrics to somebody who's never smelt that sweet skunk before, GDP would be the closest way to describe Kawhi Electric, but it's different because where GDP is grape, Kawhi Electric is chocolate. So, you know what I mean? Imagine chocolate Thai and Afghani together, basically. That's what Kawhi Electric terp profile would be best described as.
Yeah, you straight, Weezy. I know it, brother.
And we're going to try to make a Kawhi Electric Backcross 2 menu here soon. We do have the electric blueberry cut, which is available for $500. And I'll tell you this about it right now. The I-502 guys that grow our gear, they've grown all of our gear. And there's an actual wait list for the Kawhi Electric to the blueberry. So think about this on paper. Chocolate Thai Afghani blueberry. Who wouldn't want that, right? Well, surprise, surprise, there's an actual wait list for that strain in Washington, and my guys that grow our gear can't grow enough of it. So, like, think about how rad that is. They've grown our Durburger. They've grown our 808 runts. They run 80 to 90% 808 genetics in their facility. And he's never called me and said, he's called me, oh, people loving it, people loving it. He's never called me like, there's a wait list. Guys have prepaid for this shit. They're waiting for it. And I told him, then that's the fucking one, because anytime I've ever had a strain that I've grown personally where guys were like prepaying for it before it was done, you already knew. You're like, this is the shit. Yep, microbiology is the truth. And the way Brandon's built his brand, he's really smart. I believe it's all humic and fulvic based products. And for organics, that's like a godsend. That's like, this guy actually knows science, but gets like the products other growers need, which, like I said, Organics Alive is, I still will rock them even with his stuff. You know what I mean? I would basically merge the two together because they both have different products.
And I do want to point
honestly,
out the
his
code.
Stuff was, like I said, I tried it and he didn't need nothing else. So I was like,
for Brandon,
impressed to the point of going, wow, like, holy shit, this guy's on.
Go grab some Bokashi Earthworks. I put it up there. That Grow Big will get you guys 10% off.
And we got some Ghost Train Haze crosses too, Dark. I don't know if I promoted those, but we got like Ghost Train Haze to the wedding cake we could put up on your website.
I think we should. I feel like people really want hazes. Like, I did a small drop with somebody with some haze stuff, some pip stuff, and it did actually pretty well. I think people are looking for hazes, so I think that we should.
Ghost Train Haze is the bomb, bro. It's really train wrecky.
How can we get on that list? On what list? What list are you talking about?
And guys talk shit about Trainwreck and Jack Terps, but I just seen XJ13 won in the Proper Doinks competition against Skittles, which had me die laughing. I was just like, oh my god, that's fucking hilarious.
I'd prepay for. Oh, you talking about Green Gates? You talking about the Ghost Train Haze or the Moon? Wait, that's what you're talking about, right? Let me know because we could put some up there for you tonight. You know, we could probably get them up there, or at least a couple of them up there. Maybe.
Well, we have, if you want, Dark, if you want Ghost Train to the cake, we have it. It's Wedding Cake BX4 to the Ghost Train Haze. Like it's already, the seeds are made. Like I have them in hand, kind. So guys really want that terp, we got it. There will be a Ghost Train Haze to the GG4 back cross as well, which will be fucking crazy.
G13, please.
We have G13 in one of our Ricky Show collabs. I believe it's the Grimace Runts. So that has G13 in it. We don't got pure G13 though. That's real old school. Real life story though. I got some G13 back in the day, like 2003, probably 2003 or 4, and that shit was just rock hard. Put you on your ass weed. That shit was definitely well over 20%.
Yeah, the G13 was good back in the day. The story
didn't have a strong smell from what I remember. It was more of kind of a midzy smell, but when you smoked it, it was a kicker.
I'm popping some PMP
PMP Super Berry Butter. Let's go. That was Ricky's name.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's a good one. Peanut butter breath, super skunk blueberry cross, the peanut butter breath back cross. You're gonna find all kinds of wickedness in there.
The last strain of 808. I'm not sure which one. You gotta tell us which one you're talking about because we just dropped the whole menu on the site. I'll tell you that. So we could tell.
What strain were they talking about? Shit, the tagalongs, the fucking Ghost Train cake.
What up, Chronic? Dr. Chronic, what up?
What up? What up?
Oh,
and yeah, shout out to Dark. He's the man.
Let's go.
The BBGG4 blueberry. I was talking about blueberry Kauai Electric was the one that had a wait time, but we do actually have a GG4 blueberry.
I used to have Caesar Ghost Train Haze. I mean, I think that honestly, I think I might have some Ghost Train Haze on the site. I'm just gonna let you guys know that separately from what's his name? Oh man, I just forgot his name.
Well, we got a really special cut of Ghost Train Haze that like
Rare Dankness. So
the guy that gave it to me was like, "Oh, I'm actually not supposed to share this," but they heard what you did and they were fine with it. Yeah,
I know he had some Ghost Train.
So we got blessed.
What's the best thing you're seeing coming from the dog patch line?
If you guys have packs of the dog patch, every single one will be crazy. The Deadhead Chem would be top of my list. The Gorilla Chem Dog, the Sour Patch, those would all be at the top. Mr. Spliff has fire, yes, sir. Yeah, me and him are probably gonna do.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about Spliff. No.
Yeah, we did a GMO blueberry too. That's called the Blue Garlic.
Yeah,
yes, we got Kauai Electric made into a back cross. So Kauai Electric back cross is power line. If Dark needs some of those packs, we still do have them a lot available. I have photos right here, I think, on the Discord I can show you.
Yeah, Spliff's a bitch.
Sorry. Oh, no, you don't like Spliff?
Nah, we don't get along.
Okay, I didn't know. My bad.
Yeah. Nah.
I stay out of people's shit. I work on the plant.
My bad. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that in here with you guys, but it came out, and I don't feel bad about it. I'm just going to move on from that. So anyway.
What strain did they ask me to see again? They wanted to see the power line, right?
I think they wanted to see the power line, yeah.
Shit, it'd probably be easier to show you on my Twitter.
For a second, though. Yeah, so anyway.
Yeah, we still got electric blueberry, but that pack is vaulted, so it's $100 pack at this point. So like if Dark wants to put them up, we can pair it with maybe like one or two little Kauai Electric bundle for you. But it's $100. When something's proven and at the very end of that bag, I need $100 a pack already. Power line here. Let me show you.
Oh yeah.
And like look at all that glue. I gotta send you some, Dark. Look at all that glue smoking.
Yeah, let's go. You know I'm all about it, man. Shit.
Here, let's take a look.
Oh, Miss
Oh, dude
Crazy
was
Legs in
the
the
dude was
house.
tripping.
What up? Shout out.
Yeah, and I got the breeder cut of electric blueberry too. It's 500, but I mean, dude, that's a fucking score. Okay, we were talking about. Where is
I'm
it?
just saying. Hey, I think we all in agreement on this one. I'm gonna let it go because I've seen about 20 comments come in already. That
Not by. Okay, okay.
we're just
Hey,
gonna
I
let
don't
that
know.
go. Yeah, we're gonna let that go.
You okay, baby? And like, look, peanut butter breath BX3. Like, look how fire that is, dog.
Oh yeah, that's fucking what I'm talking about.
I wish I had
Absolutely.
enough to send you some. I smoked it all. I got other
Well,
ones though I can send you.
send it, man. I love what you sent
That's
last
what
time.
the black peanut butter. I'm telling you guys are. If you don't have that in your life, oh man.
Someone asked about the corpse flower. I remember we talked about that a while ago, right? Hey, yeah, I got the P Dog and Veg and corpse flower. Greetings from.
P-Dog will be epic.
What up, soul brother? What up?
Okay, here.
Oh,
So there
Aussie.
is the power line, which is a quiet electric back cross. You can see how it's got that old school structure to it. So I think that's 3 different phenos.
Send it. Yep,
So
send
that's
it.
from Oregon's, but if you're looking for a racy sativa high that finishes in 9 weeks, that shit's crazy.
Here's a good, off
My
what you're
IPM regimen, so I use what is it called? Lost Coast Therapy. It's a natural, it's all natural, all organic product. It's a small amount of I believe like 99 ISO, some peppermint soap, and then like sesame oil.
Let's go.
And then we use the atomizer. So that with an atomizer is the shit. Well, here's the thing. Yes, you can make your own, and I used to make my own. And I actually have a recipe in the Wife's Grow book on how to make your own. The reason I use theirs, it's never burnt my plants. I've never had issues with it, and they actually give us a good price on it. So I could make it myself for way cheaper, yes. But I got a lot going on. But Lost Coast Plant Therapy works good for sure. But Major General's not lying when he says it's overpriced. I do agree. But it is what it is.
What up, chosen one?
The Quiet Electric, I wouldn't say is really razor sharp leaves. No, it's just like a true old school strain. It produces a lot darker seeds. I feel like you can tell if genetics are older just based off of they produce some more of like an espresso black dark seed.
I think
Dark. I'm gonna
someone
have to
asked.
send you some Quiet Electric freebies one time so you can see how dark these seeds are.
Oh, nice.
You'll be like, holy shit.
Someone did ask if there's Kauai electric seeds by itself, and I think
So that would be what I showed. So that is the Quiet Electric back cross. So it's a Quiet Electric back cross. It's not pure. It's the purest version we have currently, and guys have already shown phenos that are dead on.
What's good, all my groomies? What up? What up?
It does have the Holly Girl BX3 in there though, so there'll be some definite like more gas added to it, maybe a little touch of color,
What up?
but still wicked.
Shit, man, let's go. All right, cool. So we only have 808 for about 6 more minutes, guys, and Mosca's going to be here. So why don't we, as we're speaking, and you guys could ask all the questions you want. I'm going to pull up this comment picker. It's a hashtag. You guys will put in a hashtag. We'll get 2 winners. I have 2 packs of Head Chem, and we'll give those packs away. You guys will claim for me. You only have to pay shipping on the packs, and that's Chem Dog D to Chem D to Chem 91 BX2 from this guy right here. The Deadhead Chem Dog is what it is. So let me get this going here.
And shout out to Lucky Dog for the work he did on the Chem D Chem 91 BX2. Really amazing plants were found in that.
StreamYard giveaway tool.
Yeah, and Dark can put up the power line. It would be $100 though, and then I would throw in the I think it's the electric blueberry. So I'll send him a electric bundle. to put on his site. Let me try to. Do you want me to do that now, or I'll do it later?
You could, yeah, you could do it later. We'll get it up there. Let's do this right now, and we'll get that up there for you guys. There you go. And I'm going to use that as this hashtag. So it sort of cuts us off the screen unless you guys see us on a bigger screen. I know it does that, but that's what we're going to use. So hashtag is 808. We'll give you guys, 2.5 minutes on each hashtag. We'll get 2 winners. And yeah, that's how we'll do it. But if you guys have any questions, I'm still keeping an eye out for your guys' questions. Feel free to throw
The
a question in there.
Skywalker Chem should be major. You should find a mix of Skywalker OG, Chem D, and Chem 91 BX2, which reality wise, to get those genetics like the real ones, any pack that costs you less than 100, you won so big. Yeah, so let's go with the 808 genetics hashtag. Run it. Get them
Exactly.
dead head
And
chem dogs. There's
yeah, these
a lot of
hashtags
hard
are
work in there. It took me 2 years hunting for the male that I finally used.
Yeah, the guy that helped me do this told me these hashtags are actually good. To use hashtags that are yours, it gives whatever the fuck it does with the algorithm on everything that it's run through. So YouTube, all that stuff. So I'm not seeing any questions. So like I said, if you guys have any questions, we're keeping an eye out for questions. You guys feel free to ask away. And besides
the
that,
GMO BX4, you guys should definitely grab that pack. The Gorilla Glue 4 GMO BX4 would be another one. So I'm going to give you guys my top 5. So those two, the Crippy, so I'd put it at 3. And that's where it gets tough. Like there's a bunch of other really good ones, but if you only could pick 5?
oh shit. All right, you guys know the hashtag. Keep
I'd
going.
probably go with the Kauai Electric. And then that'd be 4. And then number 5 would probably be the GMO to the GMO. But I'll tell you this, the OMG burger, the GMO BX4 to the GMO BX4 might be the most garlic raunchy pack on the whole GMO BX4 menu.
Oh, look what we have.
Exceeded all expectations. It was better than the Chem D and the original GMO in terms of just structure, terp profile, being raunchy chem, fucking garlic. It was wicked.
All right, so I see we got Romulan in here. We got about 3 more minutes. We'll get this first winner right now. And
if he wants to jump in, you should let him jump in because then he can start.
I mean, he can jump in. You're in here now, so you can come in if you want. But I'm going to do these 2 giveaways real quick. I know we talked about something. You guys have been speaking a little bit, so if you guys wanted to,
Aloha, brother. Hope all is well.
How's it going?
I'm going to get this winner right here. All right, guys, we're going to do the first one right now, and then the second one we'll do right at what time is it now? At 9 o'clock.
Okay, look
and
at
then
the
we're
chat.
going to have Rama's in here now. Are you ready to come in? Or you want me to leave you? You're cool, Jake? All right. We got Jake and Jake and Jake. Yo, just real quick, my nickname all through high school was Jake. So
that's why we got to get a collab cracking, big dog.
We got Jake and
you know
Jake
what I mean?
and Jake.
We got
all the 3 Jakes
I
up
got
here right
fruits,
now.
I got candies, I got gases, I got chocolate coffees, whatever you want.
We can see each other, I think, right? You guys, we could all see each other down here still, right? Can you guys or no?
No, I just see myself.
Oh, I thought you guys. Okay, so C Meister, let me know you're here. Let me throw us back up on the screen. C Meister, you got a minute.
C Mister.
I'm gonna throw a different hashtag up, and we'll get our last winner, and then we're gonna get into it with Romulan right here. So let me do the second hashtag.
Well, original Master Kush has chocolate coffee terps, and GG4 also has chocolate coffee terp. I'd say the Master has more coffee terps though than the glue.
Your Hood Star? All right. Make sure you just let me know. Where was it? Yeah, Hood Star, just get with me. You got one of the packs of the Deadhead Chem Dog, and I'm going to use this hashtag Dark Star for the second one. Just so you guys could see it. There it is right there. Dark Star is the hashtag, and you guys can start out with that hashtag, and I'll give you guys, we'll give you guys about 2 minutes. give you guys about 2 minutes with that.
Yeah, the real master has a good coffee there. Like a chocolate coffee.
Here's a question for, I'm not sure who it's, well, there's more than one Jake in here right now, but I always struggle with clones. Jake, do you take them from the top or bottom of the mother plants?
They're saying there's 3 Jakes right now.
Well, there is 3 Jakes. My nickname was Jake all through high school, so yeah, 3 Jakes. So I'm not sure which one he's talking to. So and let me get us, actually, I'm going to get us back on Instagram. The Instagram just ended. I only have hours on the Instagram. Let me do this while they're doing the hashtag.
If you're asking me about cuts, I take my cuts from the top. I like to go right to the top and just like, yep. I like to cut like at least 9 to 10 inches off the top for a cut and then trim it down. So that's what I would do. And make sure your plants are healthy. Healthy cuts make healthy clones.
All right, here we go. Let me get this back up. Bam. One sec. Let's get this back up here. Remove. Start back up.
My turtle bongy got me ripped earlier. You're like, yeah.
All right, here we go. Get this back on Instagram. We'll pick the winner, and then we're going to get into it with Romulan here. Any questions you guys
I think
have?
I'm past my time, Dark. So you want me to head out, big dog?
Well, I'm going to pick the last winner, so I figure if
Okay,
anybody
I'll wait. My bad.
Yeah, if anybody
I
has
didn't
any
want
more
to take
questions,
his time up.
let me just go through the comments and make sure we're good. I don't see any other questions. I just see the hashtag. I'm gonna do it right now. Wow, there's a lot. Okay, wow.
You guys in the chat should say what you want to see Romulan cross to the most, because I'm pretty sure that was what we were talking. Creepy to Romulan obviously seems real obvious, but there's a lot of
Here
options.
we go. Let's see who the winner is. Good luck, good luck. Eugene Martin. Eugene Martin, let me know you're here. And you're going to have to hit me up. I don't know who you are, so you'll have to hit me up on Instagram. If you're not on Instagram, let me know. They want to see the Romulan Crippy. I already see that. Romulan
That checks
Kawhi
out.
Electric.
I like that idea too.
I'm not seeing this. Eugene, you have to be here. Eugene Martin, let me know you're here.
I think the blue electric to the Romulan would be, like breeder's choice. I would pick Crippy Kush to his Romulan, and then I would pick electric blueberry, aka blue electric, to the Romulan, just to bring what I consider the taste of Hawaii out that way.
Eugene, hit me up. If you're not, hopefully you're on Instagram, so hit me up on Instagram. Next level, you should have hit me up. Hit me up for next week. Next week, I'll get you on next week.
Lemon lips would be a good one too. I think if he's down for like a strong lemon candy.
All right, I got him. Yeah, I got him.
I don't know how that would pair with the Romulan. That's why I always say like he's an expert in that area, so I can't. I smoked a bag of Romulan, but man, that was like damn near 20 years ago.
Electric blueberry to Rom Scotty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like electric blueberry to his Rom, whatever he wants to do.
Romulan and lemon tree. Well, it's got to be,
Romulan lemon tree, yeah.
Lemon lips, maybe. Romulan Crippy.
Yeah, 3-way blend.
Salt. Damn, you guys are all fucking. Let's go. Salty pickle to Crippy. I'm just saying, right?
And I got a really nice GMO BX4, really garlicky, like mushroom onion cut. I think you would like a lot. It's like the nastiest thing that I've seen, like more than the ChemD, more than the GMO. Just when you clone this thing, the stem rub is so poopy, it's just like unreal.
Nice.
Like it's offensive. Like you'll be like, ew, that's good, but oh my god.
All right, cool. We got our winners. We got some ideas for you guys to
Yeah,
guys
the Holly Girl back cross to the ROM would be crazy.
You guys figure that one out. Dark sparkles.
Well, we got a
Ramen
good 20 to start with already. That should be pretty good.
Yeah, there's a bunch of There's a bunch in there already. Definitely Romulan
Oh,
and
yeah, the
toxic
toxic
gas.
gas cut would be major too.
Damn, you all How's the hash burger? That's how the hash burger is for me. Shit, let's go. All right, cool. I appreciate you. 808.
Yeah, thanks for having me in, Dark. So I'm back out. You guys have a good day. Much
All
love.
right, hell yeah, right back at you, bro. I'll talk to you soon. All right, cool. So, Deadhead Chem to fermented. Yeah, you guys. I mean, shit. Maybe when they got some ideas. I'm sure at this point. So, Romulan the Mexican.
There's some good ideas.
There's a lot of good ideas, right?
Yeah.
Romulan needs the haze. Romulan needs the haze to it. The haze to it. Deadhead Chem the fermented. Wow, we really started something there. I just grabbed the rock salts the other day. All right, so let's talk about. First of all, this is Romulan. This is if you guys don't know who this is, that's who it is. I'm gonna welcome Romulan. We have him come back as often as I possibly can. He's a busy man over there, so especially when we have drops coming up or do drops, I like him to come on. You guys could ask questions about the drops that we did, the drops he's gonna do, anything that's coming up. So feel free.
Yeah.
Feel free.
Yeah. Thanks for having me again, brother.
Absolutely, man. Always. What family is the Romulan terps? What's it taste like? For anybody that might not have tried Romulan, it's a good question. Or had the Romulan.
So there's a couple different versions of Romulan out there, or at least have been over time. The Romulan Joe cut is a little bit different than what I have and work with. What I have, the terps flavors, smells, it's skunk pine forward with a spicy, peppery, complex, earthy. I mean, it's got a little bit of everything. There's kind of like three different groups of people, what the taste that they'll get forward on it. People will taste pine forward based on their palates. Some people will taste more earthy skunk. Other people will taste almost like a citrusy kind of lemon thing, which is really odd because there's not really that in there, but some people, that's what they pick up.
I've seen Romulan on James Love. Let's go. How's the black lung from Romulan?
It's good. I'm making more right now. I wasn't planning on it. When I released Black Lung, I don't remember how many packs we put out, but we didn't put out too much. It was kind of a limited release, and then that was it, one-time thing. But all the customers that bought it started growing it out and loved it, just loved it to death, and said, please make more. So I'm making more right now, actually. So that should hopefully be getting restocked this summer. It's really good. If you've got seeds of it, grow them. If you don't, think about getting the restock. It's Mindo Breath and Romulan. And yeah, Romulan's kind of a very interesting thing to breed with. For anyone that doesn't know what I do, it's called Romulan genetics because when this all started, I wasn't planning any of this. I was just making Romulan seeds for some people that needed them. And it blew up, and here I am doing this still to this day. But to stay true to the name of Romulan genetics, I still kind of breed everything I release as Romulan crossed with something. That's basically all I do. It's not always going to be that way, but that's what I'm doing right now.
So what is there thoughts in the works for other projects and such?
Yeah, you'll see me down the road doing things just like other breeders where I'm just making any old cross, doesn't matter. The next phase, I'm getting really, really close to it. I'm just about done with all the things that I had on this long list of what I want to breed with Romulan. And throughout time, there's new things being made that I'm adding into the list, so it just keeps getting a little bit longer. But I'm real close to the end of it. Next phase is going to be me making crosses with my communion cut and other things. Me making crosses with my Rom Scotty cut and some other things. You'll see the Irie Maiden cut come in. Those are seeds that are being released in April. But eventually I'll be breeding stuff with Irie Maiden. And there'll be a few other things like that. The stuff that have been really, really big hits throughout the years that people have loved a lot. And, I've restocked over and over again. that'll be the kind of thing where you'll start seeing Scotty crossed with, Crippy or Chem or whatever.
Some projects, some collabs like with Jake, like we were just talking about. Yeah.
Right. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, is Romulan's really interesting to breed with. She's not like most things. You don't really consider the flavor palette. You don't, like, none of that really matters. She's basically a genetic key. So if I breed her with Chem or Crippy or GDP or whatever it is, what I get in the progeny is the same almost every single time, no matter what the cross is. I get stuff that leans, and it's just basically Romulan with a little tiny twist of the other plant. Or there'll be stuff that'll lean and it'll just be that other plant, whether it's Chem or Crippy, whatever the cross is. The stuff in the middle is brand new. It's either like an enhanced version of Crippy or Chem or whatever the cross is, or it's this brand new thing that you can't really define as Romulan and you can't really define as Chem anymore. That's why I really like breeding with Romulan, because it's all the older landrace strains, so it's kind of, everything's kind of been bottlenecked and washed down, and when I breed, I can take any, runts, anything I want, breed it with Romulan, and it just kind of opens it up genetically.
So do you want to let them know what Romulan is for the people that don't know, like the lineage of the Romulan itself?
Right. For anyone that wants to, after this, if you want to learn more, we've got a website up, www.romulangenetics.com. The full story is on the About section, and there's podcasts there, so you can watch hours and hours of my interviews, me talking about it with other people.
Yeah.
But basically, Romulan goes back to Canadian war veterans back in the 50s, at the end of the Korean War, brought back Korean Thai. And over like about a 25 year time span, they connected with other growers, all up and down Pacific Northwest. And their whole goal over that whole time, they were breeding different things with it, was to try to get that Thai plant able to be easily grown up in British Columbia. Because trying to grow, an equatorial varietal, a Thai plant that's supposed to have, long flowering times, that's something you really can't do in British Columbia. And so they struggled, they grew it, but they had a really hard time with it. And so over time, they were breeding it with things to get it where it would flower shorter, finish quicker, but still have the same smoke. Because for them, it was like, it just turned off their PTSD, and there was a bunch of other things they really liked about it. Really, really good smoke. That ended in the mid 80s, that breeding project. And it was around, people had a couple different cuts. There were a lot of seeds within this group. It was kind of a conglomeration of growers, at least 6 to a dozen guys, if not a little bit more. We're all kind of pitching in and helping the whole thing. And at one point, a guy named Vic High up in British Columbia got a hold of a cut while he was house sitting. And another guy named Joe Slikerman, who everyone knew as Romulan Joe later, got a hold of a cut, never really said where he got it from. They both showed up at Mark Emery's place. Vic High was there first with it. Joe showed up and said, I got this thing, I'm calling it Romulan. And Mark Emery and Vic High said, oh, that's exactly what Vic has. We've had that for a while. Everyone loves it, but we've already got it. Thank you. Joe went away, came back a while later, and his Romulan had changed, become a little more potent, a little more indica dominant. And then that cut blew up. That Romulan name stuck with all of the other cuts. They all became Romulan then. And the rest was history.
Okay, I see some. Let's put up some of the stuff. So, Brandon Rust, we know him. I used to go Romulan in the early 2000s. His dog was named after it. But the next one is tell me about
cool.
Rom.
That's cool, Brandon.
Rom Scotty.
Rom Scotty's really good. Really, really good. It's a cross of Biscotti, which was bred by Dan Danko. A lot of people kind of think it's a Cookies creation, and it wasn't. Cookies just bought the cut off Dan. Biscotti's a really good cut. I bred it with Romulan, wasn't expecting too much from it. Someone kind of said, hey, you should breed it with a Biscotti. I like the taste of Biscotti, smoking it. And so I said, okay, I'll do it, see what happens. And the outcome was way, way better than I thought it would be. It's a lot of the plants test upwards of 40% cannabinoids if it's grown really well, really high terpene count, THC between 30 and 35, and in some cases a little bit higher than that. And that's not even in a professional grow or anything. It's just grown decently. And it's just really, really fantastic smoke. I've had it out for, I think, at least a few years now. And we just keep selling out. Every time I put out seeds, it sells out pretty quickly. And I got to So I'm continually restocking it. But it was my first Black Label certified strain that I put out, and that's my way of saying like this is the best of the best in my opinion that I've made. You know, if something's Black Label certified, it's my way of saying to you, I guarantee it's really, really fucking good. At least it is in my opinion. So that was my first Black Label certified strain I ever dropped, and it'll be around forever. It's always kind of temporarily sold out. There'll be some point I think where we'll be able to keep it in stock, and everyone will have packs in stock, and it won't be hard to find. Because the way it is right now, I restock it, it sells out either in minutes or, you know, it takes a week or two for all the little smaller seed banks to finally sell their couple of packs, but it sells out really quick.
And are we going to talk about the upcoming Black Label? Is that it? Can we let them know what that is?
So I got a new one. It's been 2 years since I put out a Black Label strain. The new one's called Irie Maiden. Rum Scotty is an indica dominant, really good indica smoke. The new one, Irie Maiden, is a hybrid smoke. And the majority of the progeny, majority of the plants that you get are going to be hybrid leaning effects, hybrid type plants. There are outliers that are just pure indicas that give you really strong indica effects. They're a little on the rare side, like maybe 1 in 10. And then there's outliers that are pure sativas that are also about 1 in 10, maybe. They're pretty rare to find. And they give, you know, a lot of sativa effects, but it's just really, really good smoke. Every plant I've grown has basically been a keeper in its own right. There's only some every now and then that are a little bit lower yielders, and so that's why you wouldn't want it to be a keeper. But it's like everything. It's just the whole progeny is just fantastic. Almost all the plants have a strawberries and cream taste and smell to them, and it's a really good strawberries and cream taste. It's not like this. I mean, it's subtle. It tastes like cannabis and all that, but it's pretty strong. When you smell it, you're like, if you grab it, you just keep smelling your fingers over and over again, and you can't stop it. You're like, oh my God, I just can't believe you're getting that smell. It's really, really, really good smoke too. It's got really good effects. It's kind of like Romulan in a sense where it makes you feel really centered. You don't feel like completely out of control if you smoke too much of it. It's good stuff. I think people are going to love it.
And that's coming up. We're going to have that. That's going to drop soon.
Yeah. Drops on April 4th, so about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Okay. Before we talk about what just dropped, we can talk about what just dropped, the rock salts a little bit. But here's a good question.
Yeah.
Growing your reunion.
Communion is the name.
Oh, he put reunion.
That's what he means. Yeah.
Communion. Growing the communion. It's putting out some OGKB-ish traits. Maybe the herbal recessiveness in the stomper. Question.
Maybe. If you're growing it right now, let it grow out more before you make calls like that. You'll see. If you have one of the shorter, non-super stretching ones, which are more indica leaning, I agree. You see some kind of OGKB, OG Kush type structures, but a little bit bigger buds. Those are really, really fucking good. Those are my favorite that you can find in the Communion S1 progeny. I released Communion as an F1 initially, and majority of the progeny was those indica dominant plants. I put out the S1 cut because it was an outlier and different, really unique and beautiful. I kind of took it in a different direction with that on the S1s. So most of them are sativa leaning. But when you get one of those indica ones, those are fucking fantastic. So if that's what you got, I hope you took a cut because you'll want to keep it around for a while, especially if it's got that grape wine flavor to it.
This is a question that comes up every time you come on. So what's your favorite cross to your Romulan?
I don't know. It changes with time. You know, I've always said that the Rom Scotty, Biscotti, and Romulan, it's really, really good smoke. I can't get enough of it. But there are some new ones that I've made, Rock Salts and Irie Maiden, that it's not really like, you know, the Rom Scotty is different. It's a real fucking heavy hitting bud. The Rock Salts and the Irie Maiden are like a little bit more forgiving. They don't just knock you the fuck out. But they're so flavorful and they're such good smokes that, like, my 2 jars sitting on my desk right now are Rock Salts. And then I go and grab Irie Maiden if I want something a little special and different. That's mostly what I've been smoking is Rock Salts lately. I mean, for like the past 2 months, I just keep going back to Rock Salts over and over again because it's too good. And it's like some of the prettiest bud I've ever grown. As far as once you finally get it fully cured and dried, it's in a jar. It's just so good to look at. And I just love breaking it apart and packing another bowl of it. But the stuff I'm smoking on right now, one of them's got like a candy forward with like a persimmon cookie on the finish, and it's a real strong persimmon cookie. Like you can taste persimmon cookie. The other one is just like almost straight gingerbread cookie with some sweetness at the end. And so I just, can't get enough of that. I keep smoking it.
I think that's on the site. I mean, you could probably go to a site and look up that.
And I just explained that too. We just said that like maybe 10 minutes ago.
Yep.
The origin of Romulan is it started with Canadian war vets back in the 50s. It was a conglomeration of people breeding it to try to make it easier to grow. Joe, who everyone knows as Romulan Joe, acquired a cut from somewhere and he never told anyone. I've talked to Sean, who was his best friend all through those years. And he said he never said where he got the cut. No one's ever figured that out. Vic High acquired it from house sitting from an old timer who was part of the conglomerate group. So both of them acquired it. Vic High was already at Mark Emery's spot when Romulan Joe showed up with it. So they have the same thing. Joe left, came back sometime later, I don't know how long, and his cut had changed. And that was the Romulan Joe cut that everyone knows and became popular. Because it became popular, it changed the name of the other cuts to Romulan because it was so popular. Everything since then has been Romulan.
Did your Durban Poison Grape Stomper, I guess the same person, come from old
No.
songs? Okay.
Nope. I bred Durban Poison and Grape Stomper together first, and then picked a selection from that and bred it with Romulan to make communion.
Trying to get through some of that. There's a lot of questions here. Let me try to get through. Let me see. What do we have? Could be Romulan. There's a lot. I was aware of 2 cuts when I was growing BC, a cut from Amsterdam. Okay, yeah, I think we just went over most of that. Still have a cut in TC.
That is interesting, Brandon, because I had never heard that it made it to Amsterdam or Europe because it was all over here. I mean, I'm sure it did, but yeah, I've never heard that.
In the TC. Can I be your tester? Let's see, my drama. Sorry, guys. I'm like way behind on your question. I'm just trying to get through it. What is the terp profile on the original Romulan Joe clone? I know someone that claims to have had it. I would like to verify with you before I grab the clone.
The Joe cut, I can't really talk about. I mean, you'd have to ask someone that knows more about the Joe cut.
Oh, yeah, man.
I would probably go and ask Jay at Next Generation Seeds because he's been dealing with the Joe cut since the 90s. So he should be able to explain that to you a little better. I mean, I can tell you what everyone has told me, but I'm not an expert on it. I don't want to start speaking about someone else's version of it.
All right, what do we got? Romulan was my favorite. Romulan was my favorite growing up. Then I joined the Army. I met Romulan in Michigan. We're still buddies today. All right, so
yeah, if anyone's watching this and you guys don't know much about me, you've never heard of me or whatever it is, you have more things you want to learn. On my website, on the About section at the bottom, there's podcasts. The 2 new ones are this weekend. I was on Chad Westport's podcast and I was on the James Loud podcast. If you watch either one of those, the Chad Westport one's about 2 hours. The James Loud one's a little over an hour. You'll hear me explain not just some of the Romulan history stuff, because I've talked to everyone. I've kind of gathered all the information together over the years, at least on the original Romulan history. I have a lot of people that are experts, not just me. We all agree. We all know exactly where Romulan came from. We know the true history of it and everything. So you'll hear that, but you'll also hear why I'm even doing Romulan genetics, how I got to where I am now. This all started years ago when I was just given the cutaway. So if you guys want to learn more, that's a really good place to watch one of those, and you'll get like basically the whole story out of either one of them.
And you guys can go back and look. I've had him on a couple times. We have gone over
Yeah,
this pretty
yeah,
much.
I've been on your show
Yeah.
a dozen times at least.
Yeah. So if you guys go back onto my YouTube, or you go to Chad Westport, Chad's the home, go look on either of them, because we've done this a couple times, and all those will go on my YouTube as well. You guys can go back and look at our conversations back then, and we've gone over all this back then at one time or another as well. So go check it out.
Yeah.
But I put up the website.
I'm just adding that. You guys can keep shooting questions, but I'm just saying if anyone wants to go, get more, figure out more, learn more, those are the two best places to go look.
Okay, shout out to Romulan.
Thanks, 808.
Same instance. The Texaco slushy looks fire.
Yeah, that one's really good. A lot of the pictures that like on the seed listings, the photos in my Instagram, the stuff that I'm showing customers, that's from my poor grows. It's not like really well grown stuff. So if you're looking at some of the stuff, the pictures that I got, and you're like, hey, that looks really good. You can look at the story things on my Instagram. A lot of that's reposts from customers, and you'll see what it looks like grown and a little bit better. Texaco slushy is really good. Check out the stories that I have for Texaco slushy and see some of those grows.
The Romberry was very indica.
Yeah, Vic High's Romulan was sativa leaning. That's correct. Rick Campanella bred from Brothers Grimm seeds, bred with Vic High's cut, made Space Queen with it. That was back in 96, 97. Rick uses my cut now instead of Vic High's. He remade Space Queen with my cut of Romulan. Mine's a lot like Vic High's cut. It's just not, it's sativa-y in the effects, I would say. My cut's the same cut that Subcool used for years.
Growing fudgy now and putting Communion and Pure Crush in next.
Nice. You'll like Pure Crush a lot.
So, okay, we just dropped the rock salts, guys. Those are on the site. So that's actually Pineapple Express to Red Hots to Romulan.
Yep.
If you want to talk about that a little bit, let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So I was just telling you guys a little bit ago that I've been smoking that for about at least 2 months now, almost nonstop. I mean, I have all these other great, fabulous things to smoke, and it's like rock salts over and over again is winning the jar test every day. It's really, really good stuff. There's a lot of candy, a lot of sweet flavors found in it. It's a pretty homogeneous progeny for being F1 feminized. You're going to get, like, even if you've got structure differences and things like that, you're going to get stuff that tastes and smokes basically the same across the board. There are some outliers, there always are, but you'll see a lot of stuff's pretty much similar. They're beautiful plants. They grow really easily, and the smoke's phenomenal. Really, really good flavors. There's like gingerbread cookie, persimmon cookie, sweet candies, really complex kind of floral thing almost that's crossed in with the candy in a lot of them. It's almost hard to describe the flavor other than like a sweet candy. And the few that I've found that are gingerbread or persimmon cookie leaning, those are easy to describe. But the rest of them is just really, really complex, and it's a lot of sweetness, a lot of candy kind of forward. Yeah, really, really good smoke.
With the Pineapple Express, don't really see that too much, so it was nice to see that in a crop.
Yeah, I've liked that one since back in the day. I mean, I've been smoking since early 90s, and I've smoked just about everything. And the Pineapple Express, when it's really, really good, back in the day, it was a lot better. There was stuff that was, it just smelled like straight pineapple, really good flavor to it that would come across as well. And so I wanted to make something with that kind of brought that with it. And I was just going to make a Pineapple Express and Romulan cross, but things kind of went a little sideways in my head at one point. And I was messing with a cut from Lupus Maniacs that I had hunted through of his Red Hots, and just decided, I want to cross this with Pineapple Express and see if it makes like a spicy pineapple. Because if you ever had like Mexican street fruit, like pineapple dipped in tahini and spices on it and all that, I love that. And so I was like trying to go for something like that. And I was able to get a cut that was basically what I wanted. And when I bred it with Romulan, it made rock salts.
Okay. How does your cultivars look in damper conditions? Would like to send some beans to Oregon. I guess that's supposed to do Oregon.
I've had, I don't know, hundreds of customers in Oregon buy my seeds, and no negative feedback. I've sold them all over the world. When I was first selling seeds, Canadians were the ones who were buying it the most. So further north than you, people have grown it no problem outdoor.
Are you thinking about, or has there been yet a Z to Romulan? Negative.
Nope. There's Z everything. Z
I know there is.
everything.
Everything.
I don't need to mess with Z. You can go get Z anything you want. It's out there.
It definitely is too.
Someone probably has already crossed Z with Romulan. Different Romulans are out there. You know, there's a bunch of different companies you can buy Romulan seeds from, and each one's kind of a little different. I'm sure someone's made a Z and Romulan cross if you're looking for it, but it won't be me.
Can't wait for some fresh Mexican street fruit. Oh yeah, that sounds lovely, actually. So the next drop coming up, have you put that out yet? Do they know when it's going to be dropped? Have you started to promote it at all?
Yeah, Irie Maiden is the next one. It comes out April 4th, so that's in just a couple weeks. It's on Friday.
And that's going to have the gorilla butter in it. Is that right? Is that one or no? Am I?
Irie Maiden is having a brain blank.
I feel like I can't remember if it was that one or
gorilla butter and hang on.
Is it to the Red Hots also or no? I could be told.
Gorilla butter, Red Hots, I think is Irie Maiden. I'm having a total brain blank on it right now. I don't know. The weeds are really starting to hit me. I smoked a good bonger probably when we started, and it's yeah. Slowly I've been like I feel like I'm losing function bit by bit by bit. I don't know if you guys have caught that watching, but that is definitely how I feel sitting here.
I think it happens every time. It happens every time, man. It happens with me.
Yeah.
By the time I'm in my last
that one was a full brain block though. Like I'm like, I should easily be able to answer that question. I have no idea.
Oh shit. I'm pretty
my
sure
recent post, it's on there.
Yeah, I think it was the gorilla butter. I was curious, as to as how that's going to be, because I mean you chose it as a black label, so I feel like that should be a really good one.
Yeah, I love it myself.
Let's see, what do we got? Can't wait. We agree with Jack Skellington. As far as I know, P91. I think they're just talking. I think you guys are just talking in the comments. So, let me see. So, how you been otherwise? How you been, man? How's everything going? Everything going good?
Besides that, good. Yeah, man. I stayed up way too late last night reading through the JFK files that got released. Lost, I don't know, hours of my life. Hours.
Yeah. What did we find out who did it? I mean, out of curiosity, was any of that in there?
I obviously didn't read all the files, but I feel like I did this whole like chat roulette thing where I was just kind of like going all the way to the end and picking a few and in the middle and just grabbing ones. The ones that I grabbed, it started to get really heavy, and I noticed there was kind of a pattern, like the files are all put together in order. So I started finding stuff on the Vietnam War at one point and then started searching around that. And that started blowing my mind. Like there's a bunch of stuff in there that has nothing to do with JFK. It's just because this person did these other things, like their whole history career goes in the file. So there was stuff in there about this guy in Germany that had like an espionage thing at a bar where the guy was asking him about the SR-71 before it was even public that the SR-71 existed. And that was a really interesting little piece of paper I read. But it was pretty crazy. It was, I can't say why it happened for sure, but it looked like from the Vietnam War stuff that it had to do with that. Like we were basically setting up the Vietnam War.
Okay.
The CIA and Department of Defense were doing this stuff, and some of the White House staff were involved. But obviously JFK didn't want to get involved. He was trying to like make this whole peace thing. There was a Warren Commission file that was heavily classified that I found that was part of the Warren Commission stuff in the 70s. and it was classified differently. You can see all the different stuff. It was classified in a way where it was not to be ever reclassified in any way. And it's in total contrast to what the Warren Commission actually ended with. They said it was Lee Harvey Oswald and all this stuff.
Yep.
The shit I was reading in this one document, it was basically this guy saying, who's the higher member up in the Warren Commission, he's like, there's all the evidence is right here. We have the smoking gun. There's this guy named Eugene Hale Barding, that was high-end mafia hitman. He's who the mafia would hire to kill other mafia bosses. Like, he was just the top of the top. And he brought another guy that was really good with him. And there was all these other players that set it up, but what it looked like was White House staff working with the CIA contracted the mafia to do the hit on Kennedy. And then they blamed it on Lee Harvey Oswald. And Jack Ruby was all part of it. And he met Lee Harvey Oswald before it happened. And then there's all this stuff in this document. So that's what it looked like. I mean, I don't know. I didn't read everything, but that's what basically the Warren Commission was finding. And because that was so heavily classified, that file, and it's like the exact opposite of what the Warren Commission ended saying happened, it kind of seemed to me like that's what they've been hiding this whole time. All the other stuff, like most of the files have nothing to do with JFK. And you can tell why they were classified, why they were never released. There's like people's full social security numbers. There's all this stuff on it that has nothing to do with it. And so you would just say, well, that should never go out to the public. It was interesting. So I lost hours of my life. I got into the Vietnam War part, and then I started finding the stuff on the Warren Commission, and that I started getting to like be able to find the classified things, and it's fun.
Yeah, that's I mean, when what's his name put out the movie JFK, it had some parts of that. I think there was some, with Lee Harvey Oswald and all that. Some of that. That was
the interesting thing is that file ended. This guy Eugene Hale Barding, I think I'm getting the name right. He gave another name. He was interviewed and arrested by the police there in Dallas. He was like right there when it happened. Nothing ever happened with him. He got away. When RFK was killed, he was picked up again by police and questioned because he was there. So the same guy was there when JFK died and when RFK died. When I got to that part at the end of that file, I was like, I mean, that's it's not really a coincidence at that point, is it? No,
there's no coincidences. I mean, very few.
This guy's a top level hitman for the mafia, and he was picked up at both scenes and released. Like, he's an actual professional hitman.
We know what
he just happened to be there. Yeah.
So, I'm curious when somebody actually 80,000 pages. Is that what it was? 80,000 pages. Oh yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
total. It's like 2,900. Over 2,900 PDF files, and some of them are really, really big. I found one that had it was just 200, 500 pages or so, and it was all these newspaper articles about corruption in the CIA, like CIA members like robbing a bank and all this crazy stuff. But it was all these newspaper things forever. I have no idea why that was in there. It was like newspaper clippings from the 60s and the 70s. All these newspaper clippings. I didn't see anything about Israel in the whole thing.
Yeah, you guys are supposed to be asking genetic questions, man. I just figured we touch on it a little bit.
But you gotta. I'm not like completely fully autistic or a machine. I didn't read. I probably read maybe 100 or 200 PDFs I went through, and a lot of them I was like, speed scrolling and doing things like that.
It is interesting. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's fucking interesting. The government, they can confuse them. So well, they released it for a reason. I'm sure that somebody's going to read it all. Somebody's going to make another movie. JFK Part 2, some shit. What's going to happen. Which PDF talked about the ice wall. I thought this is what I thought. Man, all right, listen, genetics. Let's get back to it. If you guys have any questions, we only got time flies. We only got another 20 minutes left. We've been here 40 minutes already. So, questions, grow questions.
Which PDF talked about the ice wall?
I didn't even put that up. Shout out.
I love you for asking that.
There you go, bro. Yep. That's another whole nother night. All right.
That's a
all right.
whole night. I think it's on Joe Rogan too. I'm pretty sure right now you can go watch a couple of them.
Oh, bro, I had somebody, the flat earth, the ice wall. This went on, this is a couple weeks ago. It might have been months ago.
Okay.
It was like 3 nights of this person trying to convince us that the earth was flat, the ice wall was real. It was just, well, not on here, but on Instagram, it just became this thing. It was just crazy to me. Crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
I would use the word unstable.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's just wild. Yeah.
3 days is yeah, I'm not even trying to pick up a girl for 3 days. I mean, come on, move on with your life.
For real. Oh man. Too funny. No, ask away. Ask any questions you guys have, man. Ask away, because like I said, we have about 19 minutes left. And I want you guys to ask any questions you have about any strains you guys might have grown, anything you guys want.
You can literally ask me anything you want. I'll answer it as honestly as I can.
There you
or
go.
I'll tell you, I'm not answering that question if it's really, crazy.
Ask them anything you want.
But most shit, it's not too crazy to me, so you'll see.
Oh shit! But if you guys
and the website that's scrolling about along the bottom, it should be RomulanGenetics.com. It's not Romulan.com. I don't know where that's going to send people. Hopefully, it's not porn.
See, I'm fucking bad too. Hold on, let me fix that. I wanted to make sure you guys knew the website, and I fucked it up.
I just now noticed it.
All right, there we go. So yeah, you guys make sure you do go look on the website. All the history, his podcast, whatever else is on there. You guys should check out the website for sure. And photography, all that. I know he says, most of the pictures up there are the plants that have been put through hell, basically. But you guys get a general idea of what things are going to look like.
I still know how to make them look pretty.
Yeah, man. I remember when you started that. I remember when we talked about that way a long time ago. And now you're killing it. Yeah, in my opinion,
it's been quite a journey, man. I was just talking about it on Chad Westport, or maybe it was James. I don't know. I was just talking about it the other day on the podcast, and it's like it's easy for me. It's kind of effortless now to do photo shoots. But I remember back in the day, I was like, it'd be 4 hours. I'd have like a couple shots taken, and I'd be pouring fucking sweat, super frustrated and pissed off. Like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but they all keep coming out shitty. Yeah.
Hey man, photography is an art, so that's like a whole nother art to learn. It's not easy.
Right.
I don't even. Right. All I know is my iPhone. That's it. Once I get behind a camera, like I would have to actually learn how to do some things for sure. Yeah. Okay. Do you plan on making any more reg seed lines?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Excuse me, I'm burping over here. I ate too much pizza earlier. I'm working on the new Romulan rigs version. So right now there's an IX1 out, an intergenerational cross. I'm taking it to an IX2. That'll be the new version. It's currently sold out everywhere. From what I just heard, it's even sold out in Spain and Europe. Because I've got a couple seed banks over there that had stock of it. They're all gone. Okay. So there'll be that new version should be out by next year. I'm hoping. Things always sometimes things fall through, but we'll see. And I've got a bunch of other stuff that I've already worked through. I've got some plans for some new things. You'll see there's going to be quite a few rig seed crosses. There'll be some that will get released normally. There'll be others that will be released as like the freebie pack that comes with certain feminized seeds. So if you want, this rig cross, it's only going to be available if you buy this one fem seed pack, but it's fine. It's basically, they'll be cheaper than if you just bought the rig seeds pack. I might do a box set that has some rig seeds in it that'll be exclusive and they'll never be sold again. It'll just be in the box set, but we'll see. But yeah, there'll definitely be a bunch of stuff coming out.
Yeah, people ask me for regs all the time. I know
they take longer to make, and the stuff that I've done with rig seeds is just about sold out. Like Peach Round is just about gone, and there've been some other ones. And Dorian's gone. So the last batch of rig seed stuff is just basically sold out unless you go to some of my seed banks that still have it. So it's time for me to come out with some new stuff, but we're getting pretty close.
I might have Anzorian. I might have a pack. Might be a pack left. That would be about it. Okay, I'm not gonna go Pal. We already talked about what's his favorite Romulan cross, so I'm not gonna put that up there. You can go back and actually watch this. I'm gonna try to get to the questions that haven't been asked yet. So
I'll just say my favorite current one is rock salts. Yeah, I was smoked so much Ivory Maiden like 3 or 4 months ago. I was tearing through it so much. That's easily number 2 or right up there with number 1 for me currently as far as my favorites. But I'm on a rock salts thing right now. That's my current kick. I've been smoking rock salts for like 2 months. I just love it.
Any cool upcoming lines you're excited about?
Yeah, the stuff I have in testing right now, all of them, I'm really excited about. I've got the Exodus UK cheese in Romulan. It's called Cheese Dip, and that's in all my public testers right now. So if you search around on Twitter and Instagram, you'll see some people testing it out, and probably on some forums too and stuff. I've got an old White Widow cut crossed with Romulan. That one's going to be called Silicone, if I'm remembering it right. Cherry Pie in Romulan. That one's called Stinky Pink.
Stinky Pink. Nice.
That's a really good one. Canalian, which is Northern Lights number 5 crossed with Romulan. And that's one I've released a couple times before. I released reg seeds of it at one point. I released fem seeds of it years ago. The first fem seeds version was I hunted through seed stock and used a cut. This is using the breeder cut that's going around that all the breeders have of Northern Lights number 5. Really high hopes for that. It should be a really, really good cross that people will like, is what I mean. And there's a Kush Mitts in Romulan, and all of those I'm really, really excited about.
Which one is the ginger? Which one is that?
Gingers comes out in May, and that is Red Hots and Romulan.
Okay. I have some fucking gingers that are really excited about that one. In particular. They're like, I have to have that.
I'm not a ginger myself. I know it's what it looks like, but only thing on my beard, on my body that's red is my beard. Everything else I have blonde hair. And I guess blondes you can consider a ginger, but I think a true ginger is a redhead. I think you kind of have to have freckles too, otherwise you're not really a ginger.
Yeah, they're definitely
like if you're like Irish redhead and you're all beautiful, pale skin, no freckles, you're not a ginger. Yeah,
this one's definitely a ginger.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. She's been asking me too. She's like, when is it coming out?
Yeah, totally.
The packs are getting put together. I would have just sent her one for free, you one for free, when she asked, but they were all taken up in the box set. So I'm just getting through the new. I just harvested a bunch of seeds that were produced, and I'm getting through sorting those. And that new stock will be what comes out for gingers in May. So it should be like first week of May. You'll be getting them mid-April.
All right, perfect. Someone wants to know what your island strain is.
What, my island strain? Oh, like if I was stranded on an island?
Yeah.
I'd have to pick Romulan, because if you're on an island, you need stuff that you can, like Romulan, if I smoke a bunch, it'll put me to sleep. If I smoke a little bit, I'm like cleaning house. So you need something like that. You need something where like you could get a little pick-me-up from it. You don't want to be like smoking Kush all day on an island. You're just going to die. There's no way you're surviving.
Any of your lines high in CBG, which are good washers?
There are quite a few. I couldn't tell you right offhand. Everything I get is lab tested. Every seed pack has a QR code on it. If you point your cell phone camera at it, it'll bring up the lab reports, photos, grow info, all this stuff, and it's there forever. You'll never lose that. You can always scan that QR code years down the road. I don't know off the top of my head. I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to them, other than when I get one that tests really high in terpenes or in cannabinoids. But I have noticed that a lot of them, including Romulan, they all test for CBG. They all have some trace amount. Some of them are pretty low. Some of them are pretty decently high, but not anything that's extraordinary. There's some stuff out there that's whatever it is. I'm getting confused right now with some other things, but if it's 3% or 5%, that's like a really high CBG number. Romulan's going to fall somewhere around maybe 3 or less than that on some of them, some of the crosses. But I don't know off the top of my head. If you email my sales manager, she can look through all the lab reports and give you some pretty detailed information as far as an answer goes.
This next question sort of might have the same answer. You might know this one. I don't know.
I do know this one. This is Rom Scotty, has the highest THC content. Rom Scotty tested, not grown well, tested over 40% cannabinoids on multiple different phenotypes. THCs were lowest at 32, highest was 35, 34, 36, I forget. And that was not pushed, not grown really, really well.
Which strain would you recommend for outdoors and dry heat?
Communion, Romulan, Peach Around. It's the thing with Romulan is it's really resilient. It can kind of be the intentions of what people were doing and the broad geography of where they were breeding at, to make what we're working with now. It's a really resilient plant that can kind of be grown anywhere. Now, you can have some bad seasons when pretty much everything's going to get mold and PM. So you got to watch out for things like that, or you got to be, accepting of that. But I've had people grow most of my strains all over the world outdoor, like all over the world, no joke. Nobody's come back and been like, hey, it doesn't do well at all in dry or in too humid or too cold. And I've seen it myself in testing it. It kind of just adapts.
Is there some kind of special going on with the rock salts?
Yes. If you get rock salts from the day we dropped it, which was this month, beginning, I think it was 3rd or 5th or something like that when we dropped rock salts, up till April 1st, if you get it from any of our seed banks, you can email us at Romulan Genetics on April 2nd or after that at any point and send us your receipt showing that you bought rock salts from one of our seed banks, and we'll send you a free pack of unreleased seeds, no charge at all.
Let's go. I like it.
It's going to be some special stuff that we send out to people. It'll be our choice. It's going to be me picking the packs that go out, and I'm going to try to pick some things that are a little extra special.
And I'm going to tell you guys, so the rock salts are on the site. That code you guys can use and save yourself a little money and save your receipt. And you just heard what he said. So go grab them up. What do we got? What? Wait, I think I just lost my. Man, oh, here we are. Somewhere. We only have 7 minutes left, but I'll try to get through the rest of the questions. Best and worst aspects of breeding in today's industry?
The best part is the community. There's a lot of aspects of that, but being able to help people, I've had people's family members that are living much better lives because they swear by a strain that I made, makes everything better for them. They don't have pain anymore or whatever it is. There have been a lot of those stories, a lot of different people over the years. Whether it's that or whether it's making friends with breeders and people in the industry, or like I'm one of the few breeders that I communicate with my customers all the time. I don't just, I don't have a Discord or anything, but if you go on Instagram or you go on Twitter, I'll respond to your DMs. If you email and it's a question that needs to be answered by me, I'll respond to it. I'll comment back to people. I do a lot of that on X and Twitter. I just kind of say whatever I want to say there because it's a nice little community. But whether it's those things, that's the community is the best part to me. I'm kind of isolated here. All I do is breeding. I barely ever get to leave the house. I don't take vacations. I don't go to events. I don't do any of that stuff. I'm just breeding nonstop, making new strains, testing them out, sending them off to my testers, and it's just 24/7. So for me, the real joy is being in the garden and being with my plants. But when I'm not doing that, it's being with everyone in the community, doing things like this, doing podcasts. I love all of this stuff. It's the best part. The worst is just about everything else. It's anyone out there that even has a dream or a fantasy or an idea, or they're already dabbling with being a breeder, the best advice I can give you is stop. Don't ever think about being part of the industry with it. You can give seeds to your friends. You can sell some every now and then if you need to make some extra cash. Don't ever, ever try to do this for a living. Don't ever get into this like that. I can't even begin to explain to you the nightmare you are stepping into and the untold things you're going to have to deal with that you have no idea.
Yeah.
Like you have no idea about. It's everything. I mean, every day I'm getting bombarded by scammers, people trying to hack my bank account, all kinds of things like that because I'm
All the
out in
time.
the public and known all the time. My
Yeah.
phone is constantly getting blown up by things from scammers, and I have to block people. There's constantly people asking for free stuff and handouts and all these things, and you can't say no. You can't say no to everyone, and you can't say yes to everyone.
Yeah.
And people impersonate my company and scam people, and there's it happens all the time. There's a new account all the time, and people steal my photos and make this whole thing where it looks like they're me, and then they're ripping people off. There's a bunch of infighting and clicking amongst breeders and people in the industry, and a lot of rumors and shit talking and people acting like Karens and just all kinds of crap that is just, you think going into it, we're all grown adults here. We're like peace, love, and stoners. And when you get involved in the industry long enough, you start to feel like we're all just completely fucking insane. Like we all need to be on meds and need therapy. And there's just so much bad stuff going on. It really is. But amongst all of that, there's this beautiful community. There's events that have great things going on. There's really good people to meet. So it's not all bad, but as far as job, it's not the best. It really is.
Yeah, be very cautious, man. There's a lot of new breeders, and I have people reach out to me daily, and I think that people look at breeders that do well and just assume they're going to do well, and it's just not the case. It's just not. I mean,
at any given point, there's 12 to 24 guys making pretty decent money, but most of them are spending a lot to do that. And it's kind of like the music industry. That's a great way to think about it. There's a lot of people out there that are playing nightclubs and bars, making kind of a living, a little bit of money. But there's also a lot of people losing their ass. Like they're just losing everything. They spend all this money making seeds and nobody buys them, and they're just stuck with it. And there's a lot of things you have to worry about that are bad.
Yep. Okay, so this person asked a question a couple times. Do you know Lucky 13 Genetics from Canada? Does he work with Romulan? I don't know who that is.
He does work with Romulan. I don't know them personally, but yeah, I've known about them since I even started Romulan genetics. Way back in the day, I got seeds from Pyramid, Lucky 13, Next Generation, Old Federation seeds. I got stuff from a bunch of Canadians, the BC Romulan, all these seeds, and I grew all these different Romulan out along with my cut and a few other people's cuts to just kind of like see what the Romulan gene pool looked like that was coming from everyone.
Yep, I did have that guy come on one of my Meet the Breeders actually. Okay, I'm trying to see you guys. We only have him for another minute or two. Is there any other questions you guys have?
You can ask me anything you want.
I think that's pretty much it. Breeding is not easy work, long and difficult. A lot of fucking So that's basically where we're at, guys. I feel like we got through all your guys' questions. I will definitely have him come back, and as soon as I can, sometime in the very near future again. We have 1 minute left with him. Mosca should be coming here any second. He's supposed to be on. For the people asking, I see you guys asking. He's supposed to be 10 to 11 o'clock tonight. I'm assuming he's going to pop in here any second. But any last minute questions, feel free. I'd be happy to throw them up there. Just purchase.
Otherwise, thanks for having me on. My apologies that I'm a little tired and a little slower and not as funny as I normally am.
Nah, you good, girl. Always, man. Always.
No, normally I'm a little more lively. Right now, everything about me, I'm like, I need a bucket. I need a nap.
Go take a nap, man.
Yep.
I will talk to you soon. I appreciate you coming on as always. New drop's going to be a black label drop. That's going to come up soon. We already talked about the rock salt. That's on the site. You guys will get something. Save your receipts if you guys bought them. Make sure you get them to him. And
just forward us your email receipt on April 2nd or after that. And if you're like this guy here and you bought a couple packs, you'll get a couple freebie packs in return.
I guess that'll be the last question right there. So, what's the communion terps come out like? Does Durban dominate?
You'll find, depending on if you're growing my F1 or the S1s, the S1s are quite a bit different. You're not going to see, you'll see Durban structure in there. You'll see some remnants of Durban, but the flavor profile, I think, typically comes from the Grape Stomper and the Romulan. It's a really good complex kind of hazy floral front, and you get like a wine grape finish on the really good ones that I like. Some of them will finish with more of like an earthy, kind of hashy thing. But the really, really good ones have like a sweetness to them, and you'll get like a really good wine grape flavor at the end. That's why it's called communion. It's got a really good high. When you smoke enough of it, it literally feels like you're starting to float off the earth and, ascending up into heaven and shit. But the flavor kind of reminds me of wine, and the whole experience, like one of the first times I smoked it, I was like, it's like taking communion. Like if you're a true believer, and the first time you take communion is, you got the flavor in your mouth, everything. So it was named communion on the F1s. If you're going the S1 stock, you won't see as much of that. The F1s, yes, there's some Durban leaning stuff in there as far as flavor profiles, but you also get a lot of that wine flavor. And the really good ones are like a sweet candy, really strong, like forward, almost like a Skittles kind of candiness to it in the F1 stock. They're both feminized version. There's a F1 feminized that we released years and years ago. And then there's a S1 now that's what pretty much everyone has.
All right, man. Get some rest. I appreciate you jumping on. I will definitely talk to you soon. And
thank you, brother.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah, we'll talk soon. Thanks, everyone.
All right, brother. Oh, there we go. Mosca in the house, right there. Look at that timing.
Right.
Bam.
On. How you doing, Chad?
Pretty good. How you doing tonight?
Yeah, good. Hey, I'm digging that shirt, man.
Hey,
Representing.
I'm just saying, right? Hold on. Let me get us back onto Instagram. I only have hour lives, so I have to redo it during every hour. Give me 1 second here. I can't actually see you guys right this second. It'll only take me a minute, and we'll get on with it. So you can introduce yourself in the meanwhile. For anybody that doesn't know who you are, it seems like a lot of people have been waiting for you. I know there's a lot of when's he coming on tonight. So he's right here.
Cool.
And you guys get those questions ready. And let me get us back on Instagram real quick. Like I said, when I'm doing this, I can't see anything.
Sure. Fantastic. Glad to be here, Chad. And yeah, good to see the other breeders that you have on. There's some really impressive guys. So we're keeping good company for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. But I've been involved in breeding for. Thank you for a very long time, 20 plus years, 21, I think it is now officially. We started in 2004 breeding, but been growing for, close to 30 years. And, we kind of get better at what we do with all the mistakes that we make. And, that's how we learn. And fortunately, cannabis is a very forgiving plant, and just such a passion for it. It all really started back when I grew out some Cinderella 99, and that pineapple, just that cerebral, motivating buzz just really did it for me. And since then, it's just I just connected with the plant, and every day it's a new adventure with different flavors and different growing styles and different types of breeding projects, and what can we come up with next, putting things together and seeing how they turn out. The whole genome hunt is really just something really magical, and that's why it's been such a passion and really a growth for me, both personally and professionally.
Absolutely. Yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, cannabis is what brings us all together. It's amazing to have, people like you come through here and share your story a little bit. Um, but yeah, so I just want everybody to know we just did a little drop that's on the site. If you guys want us to talk, I feel like we should talk about the drop a little bit and the history, and a little bit about that as well, if you'd like
Yeah,
to.
yeah, sure. Absolutely. Yeah. So this the root beer Mac drop is something very, very different, unique. Um, That was Mean Gene and Mendocino's root beer that I used when he first released it. He was kind enough to send me some seeds of it. I grew them out. I selected. And it was really a tough decision to select because there were so many outstanding females in it. They were regular seeds, so I selected um, the best ones. I kept two, and at that time, I was doing a collab with Cap. We were doing the Haichu, and that was the bubble gum cross to his Mac One, or excuse me, his Mac 11, the male. And so at that time, I had the females, and so I used them is part of the breeding just for personal use, to kind of experiment. And that's what makes, breeding really so magical is you can try different combinations and then see what the results are. A lot of times we try to plan it, but then nature gives us a whole nother direction. And so, um, I fortunately I made, gosh, 4 or 5 thousand of these seeds for personal use. And we began testing and hunting. We did that over, gosh, a good 2, 3 years of just the pheno hunts of the root beer cross to the Mac 11. And so, during that time, I reached out to both Cap and to Mean Gene to make sure they were cool with me pursuing this project because to me, it's really important. I think, a breeder's genetics proprietary. I think it's just the right thing to do to ask them, if they're cool with it. And if they're not, that's fine. But both of them were just really stand-up guys and you know, good folks. And so they said, yeah, totally cool. Go and do your thing. And that's what I did. And so we hunted, and then we selected two females out of those, 2 to 3 years of hunts. And I call these the number 11 and 12. And 11 is the female that I selected as being the most ideal um, female that I wanted to replicate. But the number 12, she was outstanding as well with having a larger presence. I mean, these are both larger plants, and they're not afraid to really put out in yields. So that was a really, really nice combination. Um, so the S1 is the Mac 11, excuse me, the root beer Mac 11 to herself. And she has that root beer nose, the density of the Mac, just really an outstanding candidate and really just a prize female. And it was worth the time to really hunt it and to really to use her in the cross. And the 12, same nose, very, very heavy trikes, but then also she had a larger yield. Um, and that's not taking anything away from the S1, Rupert Mac S1, but there's some folks that are looking for slightly larger yields. So, for
Yep.
example, she's been cultivated in multiple states at cultivation centers, like in Michigan. Um, Sunset Coast. Um, those folks up there, some of the finest growers that I've seen. They do all the work for the Jim Belushi, the Blues Brothers, grows
Right,
in
right.
Michigan. And so I had them try out the root beer back. Came back a few months later, just before harvest, and it was just amazing. They had rows and rows of her, which I've posted on Instagram, and I mean, just flat out root beer. It was just dizzying, just amazing how it really shined. You know, and when she's grown properly, she really gives out some great aromas. The terps, the frost is there, the yields, you know, just ideal. So I think, getting these into growers' hands is really going to be something really amazing. I can't wait for other people to experience her and really enjoy what she has to offer, because this is the longest project that I've ever worked on and dedicated to, other than my Raspberry Boogie. But, the most recently, the Rupert Mac is really something special and different. And I think, with the response that we've seen both on your seed bank and others, that there's a lot of interest in her. And yeah, so we're really excited about the opportunity there. So we did both the root beer Mac S1 and the back cross, and I touched on that, just slightly larger yields. And then also, I didn't want to take away from the root beer terps, so we did a root beer king. The root beer king is a Legend OG, the crinkle cut cross to the root beer Mac. So I wanted to give it some of that OG funk, and some of that really heavy terp profile to the root beer. And she's really, a real heavy indica with the balance of the sativa, because the root beer is a little bit more sativa dominant. But with the Legend OG, it's a really good balance. And to me, that is something that I look for when with my work, because ever since the beginning of really trying out, a balanced sativa indica hybrid. And what I mean by that is some of the first seeds I ever got was the Sensi Seeds NL5 Haze. And that was just exquisite. I mean, you got the psychoactive, really cerebral buzz, but then, you waited a few seconds, and then the heavy Northern Lights comes in. You have that heavy indica, balance, and it's like a roller coaster. And so to me, that's something really special, and that's what I look for, and that's what I try to reproduce in the Legend OG cross to the Root Beer Mac, and called the root beer king. That's why I
Yeah,
called it that.
the king. Yeah.
Yep.
And the root beer is like, for anybody that hasn't experienced the root beer yet, it's just unique. It's very unique. You guys have to try it out if you haven't yet. If you want something unique, that's going to be it right there. I haven't actually, obviously grown these out yet, but the root beer I have grown out from Mean Gene, and
Mhm.
I'm excited. I'm really excited about these. So, and then we also did the raspberries, the Mosca's raspberries S1. If you want to talk about the other three strains besides the root beer that we dropped, talk a little bit
Yeah,
about them. And then I
yeah,
see a ton of
absolutely.
questions on here already, and I'll throw them up on the screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Moscow raspberries, is one of the first strains that I've named with my name in it, because the raspberry boogie is something that I've worked on uh, the longest. It has been really our flagship strain. So the Moscow raspberries is runs the frutas to the Moscow raspberries, and um, it is really a combination, very gassy. She grows in a bush style. So you can expect a 3.5, 4 foot bush, rounded, very easy to grow, finishes quickly. The raspberry is known for finishing in like 56, 58 days. Really just a very tasteful flower. And that's one thing that I think people recognize with my work is that I'm a smoker. And so I like to enjoy what I grow and what I breed. And so that's part of the fun and, really what makes things so special with um, with growing out and really enjoying the work. And so, part of the Mosca raspberry line is like the banana berry crunch. So, we had grown out the banana Z, and that banana Z is incredible. I mean, not a very large plant, but very nice bud structure, um, lollipops very well. But then with the Mosca raspberries, it gives it a more bushy, fuller, larger colas, larger buds. And just the flavor is really outstanding because I don't know if many folks out there have enjoyed the Banana Z, but it's just phenomenal. Just really, really great flower, which is why I was really excited to work with her and really combine with the Mosca raspberries because both of those are really some great parents. And so when you have, great parents and have the selection, then the offspring are going to be better. That's just the way genetics work. And so to improve the gene pool, we want to combine different things and not just do what it's being done, in the marketplace, which is why I'm looking for flavors, looking for something different because you know, like Breeder Steve always said, variety is the spice of life, and that's so true because you you're not going to smoke the same thing every single day. You want a variety.
Yeah.
You want to reach for something different, and that's what we try to provide. Um, and That's where we're kind of giving more of a spectrum between the different lines. Um, and then with the Mosca raspberries to round it out, we did the Z lime pie, which is really special. I got it from a friend of mine up in Sacramento and grew her out for a year and a half and really got to understand her. She had come out of tissue culture, and so she was just a great growing plant. A little bit smaller on the scale, bushy, but smaller compared to the raspberry boogie or the Mosca raspberries. And so the combining the two, those flavors are really unique on the Z lime. So it's just, um, you know, combining new flavors to create um, different cultivars for folks to really enjoy. But she finishes very quickly as well, 56, 58 days. Terps are really outstanding, mid 20s with THC. And I just a really good daytime
She's very
daytime
as
smoke.
well. 56.
Sorry.
That's all
Echo.
right. It happens.
Yeah.
So,
All right, we're good. Sorry about that.
no worries.
um, okay, so I'm gonna throw up some of the stuff that's up here.
Yeah,
Whether it's
sure.
just a shout out to you, which is sort of that right there. I'm gonna let people. We're gonna put some of the stuff up, and we're gonna talk a little bit about this. So, if you want to respond to any of it, I'm just gonna throw it up on the screen because I know there's a lot of stuff here already.
Yeah. So that
And then we
first one,
have,
yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, I'm gonna leave that up. So that was the Bubba Mama. Thanks to
Yeah.
Mosca. Um, we got
Bogey.
some raspberry. Incredible cross.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. We tested her out. That the raspberry is something different. You don't really see a lot of it in the marketplace, but to me, it's really enjoyable because you've got the really good terpenes that taste raspberry, and I really like that flavor, which is why I've worked with it so long. But then you have a really good indica buzz behind her. It's just a really good, relaxing smoke, and just something I've connected with.
And there's going to be all kinds of questions like this. Do you make
Sure,
your
sure.
selection? Yep, you can see them up there. So
Hmm. Yeah, both. We've done selections mainly indoors, but past, gosh, 3 to 5 years, we've been selecting outdoors through hundreds of plants. We did the Mountain Dew Baja Blast, and now it's the Baja Blast S1 that was selected from outdoors, and we did 300 plants and selected the ideal phenos to keep, and that's what we created the S1 with. She does extremely well outdoors. If you look on our website, you'll see, and even on IG, I have a picture of a guy standing up with his arms up. This is a grower in Southern Oregon. Actually, we visited just about a year or two ago, and this tree yielded 13 pounds, and it's just exquisite smoke.
13
The
pounds.
the Baja Blast is my good friend Jason from Dark Horse. It's one of his favorites. He prefers to smoke that over Skittles, and he's always hit me up for a cut of it. Haven't gotten to him yet, but I will. So let's see.
Blueberry gelato. Are you going to release an F2 ever on that question?
Good question. There's some really good growers out in Denmark that have been growing it, gosh, 3, 4 years now, and it it's one of their favorites and continues to be. But at this time, we just have so many other projects ahead of it. But you never know. I mean, we still have the mom, so. Terps like on the root beer. Terps, um, I mean, straight up root beer
Root beer.
smelling. There's some pine in there. Actually, I have a breakdown of what's there. Um, gosh, yeah. I posted on one of the that same question, and it's on Instagram. One of the first posts that we put up for all the different Terps profile, but she washes very well. In fact, I was down in about 3 hours south of here at a college campus, and the local dispensary was selling the root beer mac, and they were selling some pre rolls that had um, some rosin in it, and it was just exquisite. But it was really nice to see and to enjoy when I was completely out of flour that weekend. So it's kind of a pretty good feeling to walk in and enjoy your flower grown by someone
Definitely.
else. So
100%, man. Hey, if you guys aren't following him also on Instagram, just make sure it's just Mosca Seeds, all one word. So you can go check all this stuff out, check his page out. If for any reason you guys are not following him, go follow him on Instagram. I would assume most of you guys are already, but I just wanted to put it out there. So, yeah, so we just talked about what's on the site. Yeah, the Rupert S1, uh, the strains we just spoke about, you guys can go onto the site now and you will find them on the site. So, yes.
yeah, and they get a free bonus pack too, right, Chad?
And you get a free bonus pack, and there might even be more than we have some bonus packs for you guys, absolutely. So go to the site and get that now. If you guys go and look and the S1 or anything is sold out, just let me know. I could throw some more back up there. They just might not ship right away. I might have to tell you guys it would be about a week. They might, if anything is sold out, just let me know and we'll get it figured out for you guys, whether it's today or tomorrow. So just let me know.
Yeah, we were gonna do some free packs too, right?
I was just reading this right here, and I was thinking to myself at that moment, we are going to give out some free packs tonight. He is going to give out some free packs tonight. Yes. So gifting is the best marketing. There you go. That all came together at the perfect time. Let me see, what else do we have? Okay. Well, Mosca be, oh, Mosca is on right now, so you might be a little bit behind. I don't
Hey,
know.
Pojo. All right.
There you go.
Right
He's
on.
on.
Yeah. Yeah.
When did that come in? That only came in a couple minutes ago. All right. Yeah, I'm a little bit behind. Sorry. I just wanted us to like talk a little bit and then get to your guys' questions. So let me see. Is there any questions? Yeah, they all say if we ever need a tester. All right, tell us, new guys. Okay, I think we did a little bit, but I mean, tell us, new guys, a little background on where you are from and what got you started.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've lived all over the country, but really, my curiosity started when I was my around 11 or 12. Went to visit a farm in Iowa where our cousins lived, and we were off um, running around the farm, and they said, "Oh, you guys want to see something really cool?" So we went over behind the cornfields, and they showed us these plants that were like these 16-foot plants, just massive, and that was hemp growing on the side of the cornfields, these wild hemp plants, and so. We took a couple of large paper garbage bags full of these colas, and so we were going to dry them and cure them, and then we were going to smoke them. But we knew nothing of how to do that. And so we put them in jars. They molded. We put them in jars with apples, oranges. Just didn't work. But little did we know they were full of seeds. And so some of them we finally put out on our rooftop outside the window of my room, and the seeds actually fell down the side of the into the gutters, which had like old decaying leaf matter, and then on the side of the garage and our blacktop. And so the following spring, because this was the fall when we were there, and the following spring, all of a sudden these plants started growing, and that's where really the curiosity began. And then, later on. In my early 20s, I started experimenting growing. A buddy of mine had given me some seeds of some Colombian that he had, and it was really amazing because these things were perfect. They were almost like clones. I had a whole tray full of them. They were exactly the same. And they were sativa leaning, so they never finished. I'm from Illinois, and
Yeah.
they never finished because they were very long flowering sativas. But um, fast forward, I lived in California for a good 10 years, Southern California, both in Orange County and then LA County. And that's really where it really reignited my passion because there is the finest flower I'd ever smoked to that time. And so, um, you know, pop some seeds in the backyard. And yeah, I mean, that's really where it started. And then moved back to Illinois and really just started growing indoors and tried different things, ordered online. But back then you really couldn't talk about anything regards growing. So those were the
Yeah.
overgrow days, the
Well,
IC Mag 420 days, and that's really where I learned a lot about different types of growing. I mean, lighting. It was the old Dutch PL lights that we used. High pressure sodium, the metal
yeah. High
halides.
pressure sodium, metal
Hmm.
halide. Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Scared to go to
And
the hydroponic store. All
right,
that.
right. It was called what? Operation Green Merchant back in those days, and it was
Oh, I mean, that was yeah. This is like, I don't, the younger generation doesn't know the half the stuff we had to go through and worry about back then. So, and
mhm.
honestly, I still live in a state where we can't grow. Not that I won't grow because I'll always grow, but me personally, I've lived in Florida, and Pennsylvania. Neither we can't grow in either state. So it's still, a lot of us are still dealing with not being able to feel comfortable with certain things. But back then, especially, we've come a long way. We've come a long way.
Yeah, definitely. So once I started understanding what to do and how to, light cycles and how to deal with um, different things that you'll encounter, bugs,
Hmm.
that back in those days, everything is from seed. So we really weren't exchanging clones. So we didn't really have major issues unless something came in through soil. But back then we were pretty safe. Now it's kind of different when it comes to everything, really.
Yeah.
So, um, back then, Western flower thrips was not a big thing. Now it is, and spider mites weren't really a thing. But, for some areas they are. So, it's just a lot of challenges, like, for example, Michigan may have, a PM issue. But, more on the West Coast, not as much. So
Yeah.
it just really depends. But that's how we learn, and how to deal with them. And, fortunately, I've had some really good friends who can help me through a lot of the challenges in growing, and we learn from that, and that's how we grow and develop. And I keep saying that over and over, but it's true because we make mistakes, and that's how we get up and we get better at what we do. So we learn how to deal with things, how to avoid things. You know, um, Really preventative growing is such a smarter way to grow because you don't have to deal with things later. So if you're spraying, um, for PM early on, spraying the room down, whether it's sulfur or, whatever you use, you're not going to see the issues that you may have had you not done that. And then you're having to deal with it later on. And it's just, you'll
Yeah.
never win. So, but,
Yeah.
and that's just one example of growing and how you deal with the challenges.
And that's life too. That's life as well as the garden. So,
Yeah, exactly.
all right, we got Muddy Waters. Will he bring it back?
Yeah, man, you're not the first person to ask me that. We uh, we do have some in the vault, and we may be doing a seed vault, because we are getting requests like that from folks. Like, for example, let me just tell you a side story. Um, there was someone that had asked me about a strawberry hash plant that I had made. And this was back in 2005, I believe. So, and so I looked in our refrigerator where we keep, our seeds, and lo and behold, I found them. I had a couple thousand of them, and
Oh,
so I'm like, if someone's asking about seeds from 2005, 20 years ago,
yeah.
then there must be something to it. So, I sent the guy some seeds, but then um, I grew some out, and I was just flabbergasted because to see your work from, you know, 20 years ago, it, by today's standards, it's pretty eye-opening because that's really like a slice of time that you're looking at. And, your giveaway has some of that strawberry hash plant in there. And she's just exceptional. I mean, hash plant that she tests at like 27, 28%. Um, I have facilities that are growing her out, and it's a very popular strain up in Michigan. I mean,
Right.
she's just a heavy yielder, great nose. It's a strawberry diesel cross the old time moonshine. That's what the strawberry hash plant is. But it's nice to go back and to try some of these things that really were maybe overlooked, and then to see how special they are. That's a big deal to me.
Oh, absolutely. And it's funny you just said that because look, this is what I just had up and I pulled down. Do you have another cross on the site? Old time moonshine. So Where can I find that cut? Like the one you use in the blueberry gelato. And I think you just talked about that. So
Yeah, yeah. We do have Old Time Moonshine seeds in the vault, and those are regular seeds, which I think is really great because I think she would be something if growers out there wanted to experiment with growing. She's just a solid cultivar, created by DJ Short. He only sold her for about 6 months because the thing about the Old Time Moonshine is that she has a lot of variation in her. So, she is a little different with growing, not for a novice grower, but more of an experienced grower. She would really be um, much more ideal. Just some genetic traits to her just make her a little bit different. But, we took her to an F5. So with DJ's work, we were about an F11. So she's very stable at this point. Um, so yeah, that's one that I would love to get into people's hands because some of the male selections in there will really be outstanding, and yeah, and she's just
yeah,
really
yeah,
special. We used her a lot. It's like the one person said early on that old time Bubba Kush. That's the Bubba Kush cross the old time moonshine.
right.
So people are touching on some of those older original strains, but that is something I
People
think.
are looking for those older strains. That's what people
Yeah.
are looking for. They really are. All the
Hmm.
time. I say that.
Yeah.
People want the old stuff brought back, which is
Yeah.
understandable.
Unfortunately, I think we've done a very good job of preserving those because we test out. So, like that strawberry hash plant that I mentioned, I mean, we had like a 98% germ rate, and these were 20-year-old seeds. How does that happen? So,
And those
and
are the freebies. That's in the freebies that I have. That's what or
um, well, that was the
the
pollen
pre-sale.
donor. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
All right. So I knew this would come up, but I don't know if we know that. Is that an unknown lineage on the root beer? Do we know what the
Um,
lineage is on it?
you know what? Mean Gene did mention that. So the root beer cross. And I had it up earlier, and of course, I've been talking a little bit, so I feel a little hazer.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was unknown for some reason or not, if he ever released what it was on the root
Yeah,
beer.
I've read um, there's some published ones. I don't know if it was Mean Gene who actually stated it, but on some of the sites they do Leafly or one of those. They
Okay.
I don't know if they actually spoke to him or they're guessing, but
Um I love raspberry terps. Have you had any artificial blue raspberry smoke? I don't know. I guess that's
so are they talking about the artificial terps, blue raspberry?
it sounds like it. Sounds like that's what he's
Yeah,
asking.
yeah. No, I haven't. I prefer the real deal.
Okay. Can you talk about the pineapple punk, the collab with
Yeah, yeah.
Tiki?
Absolutely, yeah. So, like I mentioned, that Cinderella 99 pineapple was really the pheno that I really connected with and really got me into the breeding because it was not something that I set out to do, but I wanted to preserve, that strain so I never lost it. And so my friend helped me learn some of the basics of breeding. And that's how I got into actual breeding, becoming a breeder. But the pineapple punk, to answer your question, is the Cinderella 99 pineapple pheno, my selection, the back cross to the pineapple whip, which is from Tiki. And that was our collab. That became the pineapple punk. And, she has just been, since we released her, she has just been a really steady, popular strain. Just phenomenal. If you like real pineapple, she's pineapple. She's big. She puts out really strong yields. Just a really easy growing plant. Just a really fun plant to grow. the earliest of frosted raspberries. She goes a little bit longer, probably 65, 68 days. Um, but that's okay because you get rewarded with very heavy terpy flowers, and the selection that you do. I mean, they're it's it's a really tough one to do because of the quality of flowers you get. That was with the Raspberry Boogie cross to the Mac 11 male from Cap, and then we selfed it for an S1. What's up, Mosca? Got the Tiki collab. Oh, the box, Ziggy, is that what you're referring to? That's a really, really nice box set. Because a really great variety and just some really great colors. I mean, when Tiki and I first talked about a collab, we wanted to do something different and something with some flavors and different selections of his with the Raspberry Boogie. He really loves the Raspberry Boogie, which is why we put it together.
Yeah.
That's a funny one.
Yep. Yeah, I have a
Thank you,
lot of
thank you.
people that just love the Raspberry Boogie, no doubt about it.
Yeah, yeah.
I got to get with Tiki too. I got to get back on the phone with him, see if we can get some of
Yeah,
these.
no, he's good people, man, for sure.
He's a really good person. I have
Yep.
really good conversations with him. We brought his gear on the site a little while back, and we sat and spoke for like an hour one day. He's just a really good guy.
Yeah, he is very down to earth, and he no ego with him. He just tells it how it is, and it's if you're straight with him, he's straight with you.
Absolutely. Can I get? Let's see. So yeah, you guys hit the like button. You guys hit what you like. I just threw it up there. And we do have a couple of things we're going to give away. What time is it? See, I told you it goes by really fast, man.
It
40
really
minutes.
does.
Does it, right?
That
I'm trying to just look at the questions because they keep coming in just to make sure everybody gets their questions, and it just goes by so fast.
Yeah, it really does.
Let me see. Mean Gene Doug. I believe the root beer is Hindu. Oh, you okay? Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds about right. At least that's what I read. But Mean Gene told me when I spoke to him, but I haven't talked to him in a minute. So.
Okay, so blue raspberry is an artificial made-up flavor in general. I had a Gastropop S1 when I smoked. It tasted like blueberry punch. Okay. Are you doing autos? Mosca's
Yes.
Pina Colada auto.
Oh,
okay. I didn't even. Did I? Okay. Oh, I did remember seeing that. Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
we
haven't talked about them.
Okay.
Yeah, that Pina Colada is really special. I mean, just really terpy flowers, great flavors. 3-foot round branchy plant that finishes in right around 70 days. I mean, just a really great growing plant.
We might have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to you. I'll have to go back through it and relook.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Oh, good. Glad you're enjoying it.
Raspberry Boogie, Mosca's Old School Raspberry Kush.
Yep. Yeah. Go back.
Yep. Oh, well, we'll just say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, 67. All right.
Happy birthday, man. Cheers.
I like this Mosca. So they're on the site, guys. You can go to the site. If you'd like to get some Mosca. Green Gas, I know you. Go to the site. My ponytail is older than most people. I'm going to run some Peaky Blinder I got a while back.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Peaky Blinders. Yeah.
All right. I think I'm almost at the bottom. If you guys have any questions at all, we only have about 15 minutes left. We're going to do these giveaways. We have 3 packs we're going to give away. I'm going to put up a hashtag. You guys will just have to type the hashtag in, and the giveaway tool will choose a name. I'll throw it up on the screen. You'll see it go through your guys' names. That's how we'll do it. But I just want to try to get through the rest of these questions. And if you guys have any other questions that you're thinking of that you want to ask, no question is a bad question. Feel free to ask away. Let me see. I'm running your raspberry runts. It smells
Yeah.
super sweet. Love the structure. I like the runts, man. The runts is I think it's I like the runts.
Yeah, it gives
It's
some
gas.
really good gas to her,
That's what it's
And with the
gassy, right?
raspberry, I mean, what a great combination.
I'm saying like that sounds actually like delicious because it just raspberry gas, right?
Yep.
What's up, D-Mac? What's up, brother?
He has a great logo.
Yeah.
So Chad, you're not smoking tonight?
Yeah, I'm smoking. Oh, yeah, I was. Yeah, let's smoke. Let's
All
smoke.
right. All right. Well, I'm doing my my Stork and Pickles, the Mighty Plus. So we'll doing that one.
I need to grow out some of your gear next. You know, I got to grow out everybody's gear I work with for sure. This is actually something a friend of mine grew. She's out in Colorado, and it's just she kills it. So
What is it? You know?
This is actually an unknown, unnamed yet strain from her garden. I don't know if you know who Lovin' in Her Eyes is.
Yeah,
She's
sure.
So this is
I've
from
heard of
her
her
garden.
always.
Yeah, she's a pretty good friend of mine. So
Oh, okay.
I'll
Yeah, I don't know her personally, but I've heard great things about her work.
yeah, she's great, man. As breeders go in general, and I respect the female breeder because, like I said, she's a friend. So I went out and we had dinner in Vegas, and I was curious if she does, do you do most of the work? It was her and her man, and he was like, she does it all. I'm like, all right, respect. There's not many female breeders out there doing it, so I just, she's just a really good human being, and she kills it. So
Great.
yeah.
Well, it's funny. I have a great respect for female growers because, they have that maternal instinct. They're great at nurturing, and it's just
Right.
part of who they are. And I think that's a wonderful thing. I wish I had that more, but, I do the best
Yeah,
as I can with what I got. But, you got to hand it to the female growers. It's
no
really
doubt. I say
amazing.
the same thing. Something about there's something a little bit, yeah, even, yes. Watching female growers is just, they put that love into it, they
Hmm.
just do. Not that
Yep.
we don't, but it's just a different, like you said, like a nurturing type of love. So, here's a question. I'm going to pull the giveaway tool up, but yeah. So do you know what's coming up after? So someone said, what's next after the root beer?
Yes, we do. We'll be looking at the strawberry hash plant. We're doing some lines. So the freebies that we've been doing for these release, the current release, are just a taste of what's down the pipeline, and we're actually now breeding for 2 to 3 years out. So we are doing a lot of different projects, but that'll give us time to do the hunts and really do the testing of the of what we've created. So we're currently doing, 3, 4 different projects, because we have a farm, and so we have the capability to do that. So we have multiple rooms, 5, 6 breeding rooms at any given time. Oh, fantastic. Really, really love this Dork and Bickles. This thing is just really
Oh
well
yeah.
engineered. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen one of
Mighty
them. Those are
Plus.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
They have a
those.
new one, like a Venti, I think it's called, which is even smaller and it heats
Right.
up quicker. This thing takes like a minute before it's
So
ready.
are you a flower or are you on the rosin or you flower? Like, what do you prefer? Just out of
Well,
curiosity.
I have 3 peaks. So, I prefer
Okay. Yeah.
the full spectrum.
Yeah. The full,
But
me too. I
yeah,
love my dabs, but something about the flower. I love flowers. So, but I
yeah.
like the dabs too. Um,
It, oh, great, great. Yeah,
there you
Venus
go.
Blue and blueberry muffins, and she's just really a great mom.
All right. Will Venus Blue ever be an auto?
Possibly. I mean, it's such a great plan. So we'll see, but never say never.
All right, let me get into the screen right here because I think we only have about 10 minutes left. Let me see. What do we have?
Oh wow.
We have, well, I don't know what I just did. Wait, hold on. What did I just do? Oh, are we still here? All right, we're good. Okay, I don't know what I just did, but I saw it. You guys didn't. So yeah, we have 10 minutes left. We have 3 giveaways to do. Let me get this up here. We'll tell you guys what we're gonna get, what he's gonna give away. I'll put the hashtag up. Let's do the first one as. And this way, you guys type it in this hashtag right here. I'm gonna throw it up on the screen. It's gonna make us a little bit smaller, but we're still here. And I'll try to go through the questions as well. Let me see if there's anything else real quick before I throw the hashtag up. The OSS used the oh, okay, yeah. We're not talking about that. That was last hour. That talk. Rick, what's okay here? What's the did we already go over that?
Well, kind of, but it was a little bit different question.
Okay.
You know, the frosted raspberries to really get her full effect. I don't want to rush her. I mean, probably the earliest is 65 days. But, there's something I learned a long time ago. Soma the breeder, has said, when you think your plan is done, give it an extra week, because you'll be happier because you can't go back and change the terps. They'll mature a little bit differently. And so I think there's a lot of truth to that statement. Just be patient because those last few, I don't know, week or 10 days really makes a huge difference, and you'll really taste the difference.
All right, so we're still here. I know it's small. If you guys are on a big screen, if you're watching on a bigger device, I'm not sure why it does that when I put it up, but that's the hashtag we're going to use. And I typed it in specifically purposely because you guys type it in and then you guys can make sure you guys are following him on Instagram as well. So you could see everything that's going on. So that's the hashtag. All you guys need to do is type that hashtag in. Like I said, we have about 8 minutes left. The hour fly. I told the hours
Incredible.
they fly
It's like
by,
you need a
right?
second hour.
That's what like eventually, and I always say, like to someone like, when I do have you come back, which we'll try to have you come back whenever you have time, we'll try to do an hour and a half. And because the hours just go by like that.
Thank you.
It's crazy. They really do go by really, really fast. But any questions that you guys have, I am trying to keep an eye on the chat, and I will still put the questions up. Like I could still pin stuff onto the screen, and we can still answer questions. But I'm going to give you guys like another minute and a half to put the hashtag up. We'll pull it. I'll do another hashtag, and we'll do that 3 times, and it's going to be for 3 packs. If you want to tell them which pack this is for, so the winner will know.
Sure. So the first one, let's start with the Root Beer Mac S1.
Okay. So there you go. Somebody's going to get a chance to win the Root Beer Mac S1. That's from the new drop. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah.
On my clock, I can see we're at 2 hours and 53 minutes, 25 seconds. So once that hits about 2:54, we'll spin it, and we'll do that 2 more times after this, and we'll let you guys know what pack you guys have a chance or will have a chance to win.
So then we're going to do the 3 packs we're going to do. Sorry, Chad, I mean to cut you off there, but we're going to do the Root Beer Mac S1. We're going to do the Mosca raspberries. And then we are going to do the banana berry crunch. So some flavors there for you guys.
Let's go. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. We'll give you guys about 30 more seconds to get those hashtags in right now. And then I'm going to throw up another hashtag, and you guys will do the same thing 2 more times after this. And that'll probably bring us to the end of the hour. And like I said, the hours just really fly by. Yeah, Twitch. If I can see your name on there, you can throw the hashtag up. So Twitch is good. So I can see you up there. The only thing I can't do is Instagram. If you guys, let me see. If you guys are on Instagram, I'll tell you right now. There's only a couple of you guys on Instagram anyway. You guys make sure, I tell you guys this every week, the way StreamYard is set up, I cannot see your guys' comments. I have a second device open, so I do look down occasionally. But if you're on Instagram, I will come over to YouTube right now. The link's in the bio if you guys want to enter this. And I feel like we're just about good. So I'm going to spin this right now. You guys will see your names flash across the board up there, and it will pick a winner. So let me pull this open a little bit more. And wait, I got to pull it off the screen. Comment. Here we go. And good luck. Good luck, good luck, good luck.
Nice.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I've never seen this. It's
right.
Pretty awesome.
All right, this guy, hey, you've been asking questions all night. I feel like that's a good win for you, Bobby. Yeah. I know you've been here all night with us. So, Bobby, just let us know you're here. And I'm going to pull up another hashtag. We're going to spin it back. So, Bobby, let me know you're here. And I'll pin your name up there. I'll give you a second. Bobby, Bobby, Bobby. There he is right there. All right, so do you want to write down the winners?
Yeah.
You know who the winners are. Make sure, you know, and then let them know how to claim it also. However, the easiest way for you for them to claim it is, or I could write it down and get you a list. However it's easiest for you, we'll do it that way.
That's fine. Yeah, because if they want, if they're on, hopefully most folks are on IG, they can just send me a mailing address and we'll get it out to them. Yeah.
All right. So make sure you get with
follow Mosca Seeds.
One of the two of us. I'm going to write your name down. If you guys are on Instagram, which I'm sure you are, like I said, make sure you're following Mosca Seeds, all one word, the hashtag that I put in, and either, you know, DM me, him, both. I'll make sure if you guys DM me, I'll get your shipping info over to him, or just DM him directly. But I'm going to write it down just to make sure we're all on the same page and make sure we have the right winners. So,
right. So Bobby got the root beer Mac S1. Congrats.
All right. I'm going to do another hashtag.
For the Mosca raspberries.
This is going to be for the Mosca raspberries, guys. And we could just do Mosca on this one. Whoop. All right, so here we go. All right, so run with that one. I see you, NC. I see you being a troublemaker, bro. I see you, fool. I see you. What's up, NC? What's up, brother? And like I said, again, you know, we're down to about 2 minutes, but if you got, we'll run it for the last one. We can go a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to put it in the comments, and I'll make sure we get to them. Yeah, Jeff Overgrove was great. I joined right before it shut down, and mostly breeding and IC Mag.
Yeah, breed bay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, did you see that regarding IC Mag, Gypsy? He now has an account, and I saw he did a post or two recently. They're having a big contest in Barcelona, and I believe it's April or June. So that's where this year's IC Mag Cup will be, which is awesome.
Yeah. What do you think about your mothership strain? I have it stowed away, but have yet to run it.
Yeah, definitely, man. You should pop those. Just really, she's special. You know that the lava cake is really something. So I think you'd be very happy.
All right, guys, I'm going to give you guys about 40 more seconds on this one, and then we're going to run the last one. And here's another question. I'm growing Blue Mosa F1. It keeps stressing, and I can't find any issues. Any tips? Any tips?
So I'm not sure stressing in what way. Heat over nutrients, too much of nutrients. What kind of stress are we talking here? Slap. But
Okay.
that Blue Mosa is ridiculous. I mean, the terpenes on her is just. I'll tell you a story. When we had done the S1, um, it was the one plant I did not want to deseed because it was so sticky. I mean, it was so difficult. We had to break her up into little chunks to really dry her out and then to go in and try to get the seeds out because it was the stickiest flower that we've ever worked with. Just amazing, amazing. I would highly recommend it to who's ever on because you'll be very happy. So just crazy. Europe is all about it. We have a strong following with Blue Mosa across the pond. Cocoa, we use cocoa.
Okay, he used cocoa. Whoever asked where to get that, I have the site on the bottom, darkstargenetics.com. You can go find that on the site right now, the S1s. All the ones we spoke about tonight.
That will stand out over anything compared to anything else growing. You'll find that she's just exceptional.
Let's go.
Overwatering, maybe?
Man, I'm trying to get. Now you guys have all these questions all of a sudden. Hold on. Blue Mosa is amazing. Bernard. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to spin this one, and then we're going to do one more, guys. So
this is the Mosca raspberries.
Ready?
Mosca raspberries. Yep.
There you go. Wait, let me get that off the screen. Good luck, good luck, good luck.
Nice.
Punk, and however you say your name, I'm just going to say 187. Let us know you're here, 187. Punk and Drew Blick. Punk and Drew Blick.
All right.
Let me know you're here. Let me know you're here.
Punk and Drew Blick. Drew Blick. I don't know.
All right, you're here. All right, perfect. All right, one more hashtag, guys. And like I said, any last questions? I have no problem putting them up on the screen. You guys know the site. The drop we talked about is on the site. And
definitely email you, or they can also send me an email at moscaseeds.com.
Okay, so moscaseeds.com or send me a message, and we'll get you guys taken care of. Just make sure you either use his email or message me if you're on Instagram, or message him. I have no problem, sending over your guys' information though, especially if I know you guys or don't, whatever. All right, one more. I guess we could do. We'll finish it out with Dark Star. We'll do a Dark Star hashtag. All right.
Well, this is for the banana berry crunch.
And this is the final one for the banana berry crunch, guys. Good luck, good luck, good luck. So hit it up with that hashtag, and let me see. I don't think humidity has been. I don't think my humidity has been slightly low for veg. Sometimes drops to 55.
No, I don't think that's gonna. I don't think it would. How about how often? What's the grow medium? How often watering? And is there a dry back? I mean, there's.
What else do we have? As you respond to what he's saying, I'll put it up there. But I have trouble shuffle. Oh, okay, that's that's something. That's somebody else.
Yeah.
Let's see. Smoking Blue Mosa now. Had tight buds and sticky as hell.
Nice. She gets you where you want to go real fast.
I'm trying to keep an eye out if you guys are gonna ask any other questions. So, but I don't see too many more. I just see the hashtags. Oh, there's a lot there. Actually, you guys are wow. Can you see the comments on your screen
No.
or no?
Is that the button on the side?
Oh, there should be a button
Oh.
that says comments on there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. I see now. Yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to see them as well. There should be. I don't know what it looks like from your side, but I'm pretty sure there is.
Yeah.
But either way, let me see. Yeah, there's just so many hashtags coming. I'm trying to go through them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. What's up, Carter? Glad I changed. All right, cool. All right, I'm caught up now. So, all right, guys, this is going to be the last one right here. I'll give you guys 30 more seconds to get those in. And I'm going to say I appreciate everybody for hanging out tonight. Everybody that's come through tonight. Shout out to 808. Romulan Genetics. And, of course, Mosca Seeds. So I'm going to spin this right now. We'll get our last winner of the night.
Yeah, Chad, thanks for having us on, man. I really appreciate the time and really
Oh,
connecting with the growers. Yeah,
absolutely,
definitely.
man.
Love to do it
That's what it's all
another
about,
time.
you know. From my perspective, a home grower, these guys that come through these lives, that ask the questions, that want to grow the gear, man, they're just the most important people. So I love it.
Yep. That's one thing that I really appreciated doing, these shows in the past, is really talking with folks because that's how we get better. Their experiences, what they see, what they like, what they don't like, that's all really important. And to have that feedback firsthand is a great thing. I think this is another path to doing that. So yeah, big ups to you.
Absolutely. Right. My pleasure, though. It's my pleasure. You know, like I said, I love to have you. I will have you come back. I will have you come
Yeah,
back
right on.
sometime.
hmm
100%. Main Dad, let us know you're here, though. Main Dad. Oh, there he is right there. All right, cool. Let me get this off the screen. Let us get back up here. So, Main Dad, you were the last winner of the night. Let me get that off. Let me put us back up for 1 second so you can see us. And I'm just going to say thank you very much, man.
Yeah,
Hour
for
flew
sure.
by. We're at 1 hour and 10 minutes already. We
Oh,
could,
wow.
it flies. So, yeah, everybody stay safe. Much love to everybody. I appreciate you jumping on with me for the hour and a little over an hour now. A couple giveaways, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday night.
Cheers.
And I will talk to you soon.
Yeah. Later.
All right, man. Good night. Good night, everybody.